All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. I'm joined tonight, or rather, I think Esperanza invited me and Nicelight. So, Esperanza, do you want to introduce everybody, or how do you want to do this?
Hi, my name is Esperanza Tarot on YouTube. And yes, thank you for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with us three amigos. um, yes, I am an intuitive tarot card reader, and I've been a student of astrology for about 30 some odd years. And Raffi and I we really clicked on the dance floor, didn't we, Raffi?
Oh yeah. Man, those are good times.
Like
So
an
what do you
actual dance floor, or like
Yes.
oh, legit. Okay, dope. That's awesome.
One of
Just
the
clubbing.
thumbnails that I put for one of the moons that we did, that was us on the dance floor.
Oh,
Mhm.
sick. Okay.
I was at
Yeah.
the Dallas event that Team Light hosted. It had like David Palmer, the Leo King. It had Robert Phoenix, and so we were at there as a part of Robert Phoenix's audience. And even though
Oh,
I've been a part of David Palmer's audience too, I'm kind of like in both. But yeah, and then we met there, and she had seen me on one of the call-in shows. Esperanza had seen me one of the call-in shows for Robert, and so we were the first time we saw each other, and we always talked in chat, but we're walking past each other in the hallway, and then I like notice on the side of my eye like someone's just like staring at me, and I'm like, oh, what's going on here? And then I like make eye contact with her, and she's like, I know you. She's like, right. And then so we met and we chopped it up. But they had a dance there later on, and we just were killing it on the dance floor. We were having so much fun.
nice, dude. I am a genuinely terrible fucking dance for like next level atrocious. I blame it on Capricorn rising. Very fucking awkward.
Oh
But
yeah.
Well, who are you guys? What do you do?
Raffi, go next, brother. I'll go last.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm Night's Light Astrology. I've been doing astrology. I've always been into astrology. It's probably, I don't know, I'd probably say like 15 years or so. I've been into astrology, but I really just kept it at sun signs, knowing a lot about sun signs until recently. I think I'd say like 2 years ago. Then I started to, I found the first person I found was David Palmer, the Leo King, and I saw the way he did astrology, and it just was so inspirational to me. I didn't even know you could do all that with astrology. And I just love the energy that he brought to it, the predictions he laid down, which came true and everything. And I'm like, I need to be able to do this. And so I spent a year, I traded in crypto. I did really well after the Trump election. So I was able to live off of that for a year. And I just spent all of my extra money, investing in myself in astrology and all that, and just building up my skill base, my knowledge base and everything. And so earlier this year, right when we had all this Aries energy came in, I launched the business. I've got a website and everything. And I'm a mundane astrologer first and foremost. I do natal readings and stuff too. I pride myself on my predictions. Really good. I think I'm like about like 80%. I'm kind of waving between like 70 to 90%. So I'd say 80% to be fair. But predictions are really my specialty, and I love to look at the charts of nations, event charts, that kind of stuff. But yeah, mundane astrologer, and my website is nightslight.co. I'm Linktree is Linktree/Nightslight, and then I'm at Nightslight on X.
Dope.
Nice.
I'm Merlin. I go by Merlin online. That's not my real name. That's not my legal name. Um, but I figured if
Yet.
I'm gonna, sorry, go ahead.
I was like, yet.
Yeah, no, not yet anyway. But I figured if I'm gonna fashion myself after a wizard, why not go for the goat? But I've been studying astrology for about a little over 5 years now. But I dove into it, head and foot fucking first, just all in. I fell absolutely in love with it. After my Saturn return, I had a pretty deep dive into the esoteric tradition, and I'm pretty inspired by, like, I would say Santos Bonacci. His
Oh,
flavor of
yeah.
Mhm.
astrology got me into astrology. And I was very lucky that I discovered him first and went down the traditional rabbit hole. And not to toot my own horn, but my path has really reflected that of William Lilly, who is probably my favorite astrologer of all time. because
Yeah.
what William Lilly did when he started studying astrology, he started studying it like in his 30s as well. And what he did was he studied deeply for 2 years and then started practicing. So that's about what I did too. I've been practicing for quite a while now. I used to be on X. No longer am I on X, and now I'm on YouTube pretty much entirely, and I co-host with Old World Florida, Dr. Narco Longo over there on the Casting Couch podcast. And that's my journey thus far, pretty much.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where I found you too. So I mean, hey, Longo brings people together. Shout out to Longo.
Yeah, shout out to Longo. He's a really good guy. Helped me out a fuck ton.
If I had an orange, I would.
Right.
Oranges in
Actually,
the
I have
chat.
an orange right here. Oh, hi, Sharon. All the Sharons in the house. I love you. I wanted
I'm
to
gonna
ask
open up
you
your
guys.
chat actually and keep it off to the side here so I can see what people are saying.
I'm all up in the chat. You guys know me. I'm a chat hoe.
Yeah.
Chill,
And
yeah.
so that's how I like kind of get into stuff like this. But I wanted to ask each of you individually, like just real quick, just bam, top 2 teachers, go.
Hmm.
Do you want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. David Palmer, the Leo King, and Robert Phoenix.
I'd say you took mine. I'll throw in a curveball. Say Robert Phoenix and Cam White. I've really been liking Cam White.
I like his
Interesting.
content.
Yeah, Cam's not bad. I find him tolerable. I would say Santos Bonacci, and do I say William Lilly? Probably. But if we're going YouTube, maybe Adam Ellenboss? I like Adam's style a lot. Adam's a good guy. A little
Yeah.
too into Pluto for my taste, but he's definitely a good astrologer.
We could still be friends. We could still be friends.
Exactly. I'm not a hateful person. I'm not a hateful person.
Well, I was also curious. I was curious about who your teachers were, and I was curious about like what's like the latest content or products that you're promoting. I just want to like hear about how people should find you and where they should go for your latest. Like Raffi, I saw that you just dropped a video about not wanting to use the asteroids.
Yeah, and then asterisk. I'm still using Chiron. I do see good stuff with Chiron on both mundane charts and natal charts and everything like that. I see it adding value to it, and that was kind of the whole argument I made, was like a value proposition. And I am a Taurus, so it is going to come down to that value proposition for me. But I just wasn't getting the value out of them, and I was feeling a resistance, and I wasn't, I can remember all these planets really well and have a deep understanding, but I was never sticking with the asteroids, and it wasn't useful for my mundane charts either.
Gotcha.
But I love when you use the asteroids. I saw Molly McCord recently use the asteroid. Which one was it? Edna or Sedna? Excuse me.
Sedna, probably.
Yeah,
which
and
is
I really liked the reading she gave on that and everything, but it's just not
I
really
gotta
for
listen.
my
I gotta
style.
catch up on her stuff.
What's
I
that?
can tell you though that in a personal way, in a very, very acute and personal way, not literal physical way, but in a personal way, Sedna touched my life yesterday during the Pluto Mars square. So I'm again,
yeah.
pardon Merlin,
It's
pardon
okay.
my Pluto.
Hey, God bless. Everyone's got their own ideas. I'm not right about everything, just most things, so it's all good.
Oh, for those who don't know kind of like what we're talking about, I'm going to talk about the type of astrology that I practice is modern Western tropical astrology. How about you, Raffi? What type of astrology do you practice?
Well, I come from medieval, and then I also overlay some modern astrology onto it, and then kind of that whole asteroid conversation gets into the parts that I keep out, why I keep them out, and then what I'm keeping in. I do like to kind of keep track of the fixed stars, but it's because of the eons of time. And then with outer planets, which would be a modern astrology thing, I'm using them a lot less in a natal chart, but I find them extremely useful when you're looking over these vast periods of time. I have a whole series on that too that I just recently did, and dealing with eschatology, religion, all that.
Yeah.
So that's like what I'm using the outer planets for, but definitely my foundation would be medieval astrology, which is the 7 planets, and then you've got a couple theoretical things they throw in, like the nodes where the eclipses happen, the part of fortune, and then I'm using tropical house system. I do. I'm looking at branching into checking out some other house systems. I'm liking whole sign recently. I'm definitely liking whole sign recently.
Oh man, you know what they say about whole sign.
What do
It
they say
feels
about
like I
whole
can get
sign?
better predictions
Once you
off of
go
a
whole
whole
sign,
sign.
you never go back.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
I went back. I went back because I like mess. I like messy and I like nuance. I like chaos. So I went back.
A whole sign has too many problems if your rising sign is on a later degree. Because then it's like, okay, if you have a 29th degree rising, then your first house is where the 12th house should be, and that just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Exactly.
Genuinely.
That's the issue I have had with whole sign, and I have a lot of people that have those late degree risings, and I can't really use whole sign for them. For like my own personal chart, I can see good stuff with whole sign, but I'm an early degree Virgo rising.
Yeah, are you like 3 degrees?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 degrees, something like that.
Okay.
I think it's 4
Merlin,
degrees.
could you? Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something?
No, that's all. I'm saying I think I'm 4 degrees.
Merlin, what type of astrology do you practice?
So I just practice very traditional, I would say medieval, maybe even earlier Hellenistic astrology, where it's just the inner 7 planets, a lot of fortune, and the nodes, and that's basically, you know, that's, and obviously you got the houses, but that's plenty for me, and I think that's by far the most accurate, at least for me. That's what I really enjoy.
I hear
Just
that.
hyper traditional, I would say.
I hear that. I hear that. And you know, I wish I would have pulled up your guys' charts before having like this conversation, because I want to remember like where your stuff is, but I don't want to put you on blast too bad in front of everybody.
Oh, it's so
Well,
good.
feel free
We'll
to
get
have
you
my
next time
chart
with
handy.
Well, it's coming up on our birthdays soon, right, Merlin? Because we're fellow Geminis and it's
Yes,
Gemini
we are.
season, and
Yes,
here
it
we
is.
are. Yay.
Yeah. Yep. I'm 37 for a few more weeks, so you know, life is still good.
And
Oh,
then
dang.
it's just gonna
Oh, it's all downhill at 38. It's then you're
tanking
too
at
close to
38.
40. It's like, what the fuck? Then I'm, you know, oh man.
Well,
You know, no,
compliments
it's
to the
all good.
chef, because I thought you were younger.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, no, honestly, no, I genuinely don't fear aging at all, you know, and I could say that's a strong Saturn thing, maybe, but like, you know, life has literally only ever gotten better for me the older I've gotten. So 0 fucking complaints. I'm looking forward to what's next. And what's cool is I only get braver as I get older, which is cool. So
I feel that, especially with the strong Saturn thing. Yeah. It's like age just makes us better.
Yeah, and it's just like, dude, you know, like we're put here for a purpose. I so firmly believe that. And death is guaranteed. However, a life well lived, it might be cliche, but a life well lived is not guaranteed. So, like, fear is the enemy of purpose, I would say. You know, and I've learned that as I got older for sure.
Some would say that fear is the enemy of love.
Yeah, that too. And love is everything. Love conquers all. But fear tries to conquer love. That's a good fucking point.
Yeah, I watch these, especially this year with the transits we've gone through. I'm seeing people who really are doubling down on things that they've learned through fear, through trauma, through all these things, and just doubling down on it, not living the life they want to live, and you know the chaos that's ensuing in their life because of it. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like if you don't live up to your purpose, that is what can really crush you. Whereas that going back to the 12th house we were talking about pre-show, the house of self-undoing, the house of hidden enemies, you know, that kind of thinking is what can really trap you, you know, so you gotta just break through that and fucking live your purpose, you know, whatever that may be. And we're all put here for a different purpose, but we're all put here for a purpose.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, agreed. And that 12th, yeah, what he's talking about is right before you hopped on backstage, Esperanza, we were getting into the 12th house because we were talking about his Saturn placement and everything. And actually, I never even said when we were talking, Merlin, I've got a 12th house Saturn. So it's like, or not Saturn, I'm sorry, Chiron. I have a 12th house Chiron.
Okay.
So it's like I feel that coming in, you know, like with the Chiron themes all the time. And it's in Leo. So it's just like, sometimes you know, it was even a big step for me. And Esperanza made that happen and made it easier last year, just getting on camera.
Yeah, dude, that completely, man. Like that again, 12th house Leo, that's like, you know, all your courage, your showmanship. And that is where, like, you know, you might want to like restrain yourself, you know, the Saturnian joy of the 12th house, you know, like hold yourself back and that sort of shit. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no,
Saturn's in his joy in the 12th.
yeah, because he
Yeah.
loves casting those doubts on you,
Yeah.
testing you.
Hey, I have a 12th house Sun and Venus retrograde.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're a 12th
nice.
houser.
So
Well,
nice.
that's some stuff to overcome, you know.
Isn't that cute?
That's very cute.
Yeah. So you guys remember the Sagittarius? Do you guys remember what you were? Everybody in the chat too. Hey, man and women and anything in between. Do you guys remember what you were doing at the Sagittarius new moon? Do you remember?
No, do you?
Uh-huh. Randy, Steph.
Yeah, I do. I mean, yeah, because I'm remembering the stuff around when we did the stream and stuff. You know, I was working at the election office too. I had like all this new election work that came in, which is funny because Sagittarius rules politics.
Mm.
Well,
Interesting.
I remember, Raffi, that we did a stream, and then after the stream, we were totally glazing Merlin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because Merlin, do you know what you did for the first time? Right around then,
No.
I think it was, because it was Longo's like birthday or something like that. But you did a stream without your outfit on.
Oh, yeah. I took off the wizard hat. Yeah.
Because for a
Yeah.
long time, Merlin's content was sort of like a, well, describe how you used to do things. And what actually made you decide to like switch up your branding?
Cool. Thanks for asking that. So my original content I did what was called like a PNG tube, which if you watch a lot of YouTube, you've probably seen it, where it's like there's this talking avatar that
Yeah.
talks. There's no person. So on my own channel, I was like completely hiding myself, just talking through this avatar, which was dope. Little dude with a red hood, you know, like it was dressed in like the red robes of Mercury. No one
Yeah,
fucking
I
got
thought it
it,
was
but it's
pretty
all
cool.
good, you know. But
Yeah.
like my whole thing, that's why I went with Merlin, because like I'm like, okay, I want to be as anonymous as possible.
Mm.
But I started streaming with Longo, and you know, I had like fucking sunglasses on and a hat, you know, trying to roll incognito because I was like, oh, what if I get doxxed? What if I get doxxed? What if I get doxxed? That was like my big fear, you know, is like getting doxxed and like having my career ruined. But then I'm like, bro, like at the end of the day, who cares? Like it's not that serious. Like we're just talking astrology, and like it wouldn't ruin anything anyway. So it was just
It's
such an
not that
unnecessary
serious.
fear. And
You're afraid of the
yeah,
witch hunt.
yeah, pretty much. Because I do say some bombastic things once in a while, you know, like that's why I'm glad you guys are here. Because like when I have my solo streams, it'll start tame, and then I go down the based and red pilled rabbit holes real fucking fast. So it's like, you know, like on the stream with
What, you
Longo.
think we're gonna reel your ass in?
Hey,
Come
but
on now.
that's the thing. Is like even if that doesn't happen, even if that happens, it's like I literally it would just free me even more, because I just have more, like the more again, like the older I get, like the more faith in God that I have, that like everything's gonna be good. So it's like I'm just like I'm not gonna like live to like 80 and then be like, oh, I never showed my face on YouTube. You know, like as an astrologer, authenticity is everything. So like going as a faceless astrologer is not only difficult, but not to be mean, but like stupid for like no reason. So it's like I just wanted to, you know, started showing my face. Long story short, you know, it just overcame the hurdles of fear and self doubt and all that shit, basically. So now my ugly
Wow.
mug's on screen all the time.
But for what
That's
it's worth, I
touching.
did like the you know, Merlin PNG, you know, and everything. Like the whole aesthetic of that, I loved that.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I got I wore these because it was old world Florida, going for the fucking the Florida vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are fishing glasses where
And-
I'm from.
Well, what they were meant to be, it was meant to, like, in a way, mimic Dr. Disrespect. That's what it was kind of
I
meant to,
don't
because
Oh,
like
yeah.
I don't know.
he's a pretty fucking funny streamer. A lot of
Is he?
controversy. Yeah, it like he's definitely fucking funny. Great showman. But he wears glasses just like that and like this whole like 80s retro get up and shit, and it's pretty funny. He's a good shit talker, and I love talking shit. So yeah.
Same.
I do get that though with with the kind of opinions that we have on things, all three of us, I would even say it's like there's always something you want to be, you're kind of thinking about, am I going to be doxxed? But then, you know, there's I always am like, oh well, you know, Christ is protecting me, that kind of stuff. That's why I'm willing to put my my chart out on the internet and just be like, hey, it is what it is, you know, like Christ has protected me this far in life, like I think he'll continue to.
Yeah. And like you might have a similar chart to me, Raffi, but you know, there's a book that I read through Raphael's Key to Astrology, and it's like a decent book, but a lot of it talked about how like your different houses can affect the other houses. Like, and like I've gone through that too, where like I've really learned that, where it's like the houses are all completely interlinked. And like because my fifth house is so strong, like, yeah, I've got a strong 12th house, but the strength of the fifth house negates a lot of the 12th house. Like, I've got hidden enemies and haters sometimes, but they're all weak as fucking retarded, basically. So it's like, you know, like there's a
Yeah.
lot of aid from the other parts of the chart that like mitigate those factors essentially. And yo, Longo in the chat, Old World Florida in the chat. What's up, brother?
Oh, hey, what
Oh,
up, Longo?
thank you. That's nice to see you.
Yeah, I feel that too because I've got a slow Mercury too, and for a lot of people, they'd be like, "Ooh, that you know, that makes it difficult for doing astrology and all that stuff." And there's times where I can feel the difficulty and stuff, but then it just being in the ninth house, I feel like is what saves it and allows me to do the astrology. And then, you know, like the house, my ninth house there, going against the things that are in my sixth house, I would even say. You know, like that kind of it complements the things in the
Yeah.
sixth house in a big way that I've noticed. Even
Well,
though
in the
it's
ninth
squaring,
house
but like
with the broadcasting and the podcasting.
what'd you say?
Ninth house is also your broadcasting, podcasting.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that long
And
journey
playing
of
with your
like,
sixth.
yeah, like doing what you're meant to do, you know, like because people say, oh, the ninth house is the house of long journey, but yeah, it's also learning too. And your longest journey, truly, the long learning is your relationship with yourself and with God, and like harmonizing those two things, like you were talking before, like having faith, you know, Christ has your back. He absolutely does. And that's like a very ninth house type learning thing too. You know, whereas like the third house is like learning is like, you know, how to write the letter A. That's third house learning. Ninth house learning is those deeper philosophical things you have to learn. So like your Mercury being there is, I think, such a tendency toward teaching and learning astrology, you know, those deep things.
I also feel like the native foreign dynamic between 3 and 9, like what's native to me, what's close to me, and like what's my native tongue, what's my first language, and then like what do I learn beyond that? Like what are foreign languages to me? What do I learn? What's higher learning for me? Where do I travel away from my patria? Away
Oh
from
yeah,
my
that's very
neighborhood.
insightful. I'm gonna use that.
Well, you guys, we have probably introduced ourselves pretty good, do you think?
Yeah,
Right. Oh,
sorry.
like, oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we should.
Well, I'm just asking, like, I'm just checking in with how everybody feels. There was somebody in the chat that said, she said the same thing you did, Merlin. It was Jillian. Authenticity. She was talking about being authentic as an astrologer and like showing up authentically, I saw. Oh, misogynist in the chat. Stephen, hi. Hi, Janine.
Yeah, Stephen the Jupiterian in his ninth house perfection year. I bet that's just
Oh,
a wild year
wow.
so far.
Really? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Strong fifth house. Nice. Well, yeah, because you're playful and creative too, though, Stephen, because I know that you've worked with kids doing the acting school and or teaching, I think it was. Um, I wanted to, yeah, I also wanted to ask you guys, with this moon in particular, like what are your standouts? What are your standout features of this moon, and how how do you feel rolling into it, and how do you feel rolling out of it? And what I guess this is a two-part question. First of all, what are your main, let's say main three features of this moon? Part two, what is like the next dates for us to look forward to, or in conjunction with this moon, what are the next dates coming up that you'd say you'd keep your eyes peeled for?
Well, I've got it ready here, so I'll go ahead.
Go ahead,
Do
brother.
it.
I even I first of all, I'll make the argument that in terms of personal development, not volatile events, world change, anything like that that you're seeing, but just the personal development, I would argue this is the most important full moon of the year. You know, and then on top of that, we're in the year of the fire horse. This is like a fire horse full moon and stuff like that. I think it relates to these last two, the last new moon we had and the last full moon that we had. And then looking out as well. This kind of answers part two, but I still got to like fully answer part one of your questions here. But looking out into the future here, especially when we're looking at that Mars Uranus conjunction in July, it seems like it's really preparing us. And we've had this preparation in the last week too, with some other placements that I'll go into. But it's preparing us in a type of way for the way in which the world is going to change, for the ways we're going to see it change around us, and then how we're going to navigate that and move forward with changing belief systems, you know, changing nervous system, even that kind of stuff. And then I think I only kind of covered two things right there with the moon, but I would also say you get more of a, you know, Saturn's continuing to separate from Neptune. There's more of like a game plan that's coming in here too. And then with these shifting beliefs, shifting understandings in things, there's a new independence that one can reach in going forward, and a new game plan that you can have. Oh, I saw kind of blackout for a moment there. A new game plan that you can really implement and start to do. And it's going to be based around the things that you shed too during this Scorpio full moon that we had.
I think it's so interesting that you, of all people, led with on a personal level, ... And then you expressed your moonisms because you are such a mundane astrologer usually.
Yeah. I know that's the interesting thing about this. So I'm wondering kind of what I'm going to pick up in the realm of astrology, especially with such a positively aspected Saturn in this moon. That's kind of where I'm leaning towards, is like, oh, I think there's some natal things I'm going to start picking up and being more receptive to, or just wanting to get more into.
Yeah. What are your big features, Merlin? What do you see? Do you wanna throw up a chart that you like to look at or whatever? Or?
The one you have on the screen is totally fine. But I think the big things for me that stand out as features for this new moon, you got the Saturn square Venus. So that's just tension in it's going to manifest differently for everybody, but the many different things that Venus governs, love, relationships, fun, pleasure, those sort of things, are going to come into conflict with Saturnian themes, Saturn in Aries. So, and Venus is in Cancer, right? So that's like, okay, so you've got love, entertainment, pleasure, sex, relationships in a home themed sign, squaring Saturn in the fire starter sign. So it's a much more active Saturn kind of testing that. So if you're in a relationship, maybe your home life may be tested in some way in this lunar cycle. And then Saturn sextile Sun is very good. You know, we love all those Saturn Sun, you know, positive, harmonious aspects. So there's just possibly some good vibes in that, you know. And again, that's Gemini, whatever house your Gemini is in, whatever house your Cancer is in, whatever house your Aries is in. That's what's really going to determine how these things are going to manifest for you. And then, of course, just the full moon in general is so fascinating because I love thinking of Gemini as like either or, left, right. You got the two pillars, left and right, whereas Sagittarius is top, bottom, you know, man up top, beast on the bottom. So this full moon, if you look at just the lunar aspect, it covers left and right, up and down. So like Raffi was saying, like new systems of thinking, totally, you know, because there are gonna be decisions to be made. And like, are there always decisions to be made? Yes, there are. But like possibly extremely impactful decisions, especially depending on your Gemini and Sagittarius placements, you know, in your nativity, could big time show up this moon, I think.
I really, 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 really love how you pointed out the side by side energy versus the top bottom energy, because I feel like that metaphor can really apply to a lot of situations. You know,
Yeah.
be it forms of government, branches of government, or the way a company structures itself, or, you know, with these new incoming changes. Now, I can't remember, do you use Uranus?
I don't.
Okay. So for my astrology, there's a planet called Uranus. It's the planet of like
Yeah.
disruptions and changes, and it's also referred to as the Great Awakener.
Mhm.
And Uranus, you know, was formulated in and of the sky itself. Uranus is the all father of Saturn. Okay. So I do agree that that Saturnian influence is so strong. I'd also like to agree that the Martian influence on this moon for me is actually really strong, with the Aries energy that you were describing with Saturn and Aries. For me, I also have Neptune in Aries, and with the Sagittarian fire energy anyway, but with that Antares there, the fixed star Antares is a Martian star, as well as Aldebaran. Some call that a Martian star. So those stars have Mars qualities. What you're describing with Saturn has Mars qualities. Also, I'd like to point out that like the moon is happening in Jupiter's house. And Jupiter is like super happy in Cancer on vacation, you know? And so the moon is like hanging out in Jupiter's house while Jupiter's at this like spa, you know, the Cancerian spa, like getting a hot springs, you know, chilling. And then that moon, you know, is down there getting to work, right? With those Martian activities, like Mars being active, being strategic, you know, being red, being yang, right? Maybe even doing a little bit of cleaning, like you said, Raffi, you know, like on the personal development front, or just like expanding the vision, because Sagittarian energies, Jupiterian energy for me is so visionary, you know, but it's also like, not only is it visionary, because like Aquarian energy is visionary too, but that's Saturnian and it's Uranian, and it's not always optimistic, you
Right,
know.
right.
But
Yeah.
I think with the Sagittarian energy, with that optimistic fire, and the Mars giving us like actual muscles and strength and that get up and go, and the Saturn, which gives us the long haul journey, and not to mention that Mars is in Taurus, giving that like strong like bull, like strong
That's a
and
good
steady,
that's a really good metaphor right there, yeah.
you know, energy. And that's kind of what I'm seeing. And then the part two of the question, I believe I said, I can't remember exactly what I said, but I think also I said, or what I am curious about, if it's not what I said, it's what I'm saying now. What I'm curious about too is like coming up a date. Well, a date that's very special to me, because on my birthday, Venus and Jupiter will be conjuncting.
Ooh, that's dope.
Yeah, on
Oh, wow.
6/9, and I'm a Cancer ascendant, which looks
That's
like
amazing.
6/9. And so if
I
you
love
guys
me a
want to
good
make a wish
Venus-Jupiter
with me, we
conjunction.
can all wish together. I'll share it. It's a good big wish for everybody, not just me.
You
Oh,
wanted to
yeah,
share the
definitely.
wish? God bless, go for it.
Well, it's everybody's wish anyway. It's not like I'm sharing it, but
True.
Well, and with those, the thing with those Venus-Jupiter conjunctions, I mean, even just since I started tracking them, like I said, I got started with actually looking at the chart itself, like just 2 years ago, but I've always seen something good come in with a Venus Jupiter conjunction for me. It's like pretty incredible. So I'm over here looking at it like, oh, okay, that'll be good, especially with some of the harder aspects that'll come along with this stuff. You know, I mean, it is just a full moon in general where you're releasing things, you know, but then there's also, you know, Saturn's over here. It's got the square that Merlin had referred to Venus. But then it's like, where am I going to put up the boundaries? Because, you know, Saturn loves its boundaries. So like, where am I going to need to put up the boundaries and release things around something and all that? And then can I pass Saturn's test? Can I have that be all set up properly to where when Venus comes in to orb of Jupiter, that, you know, the proper things can come in? I don't want to be the whole like, oh, like Venus will give you all of your blessings and so, you know, but like really, like, will it give you the blessings because of the boundaries that you put up?
It'll at least expand the beauty that's already present and in existence in the nearby, you know, because I think for me, Cancerian energy is nearby. It's like home, patria, people. So it's maybe softening or at least amplifying some of those relationships.
And well, and I think this is also like a good time, just speaking of Venus, it's, you know, just making me, of course, think of the Taurus energy. And then there's that new moon in Taurus that we had. And really looking at that new moon in Taurus, it's that was like this time where people can really look at, okay, what do I want to invest in here? What have I shed during this full moon in Scorpio? Now, what do I want to invest in, given these new understandings that I have? And I think this is a very good continuation of that, because it's about like a refinement of the game plan based on, like I was saying earlier, the new beliefs that are coming in. And then even with that Sun Uranus conjunction, it's not conjunct on the chart itself, but we're moving through it. I think we just went out of orb of it. But what I noticed with the people around me, with myself personally, was this rewiring of the nervous system. You know, you got that electricity that comes in. And then even I love the work that Longo went into, and they gave me a deeper understanding of Uranus when I was still kind of learning some astrology, with it just being the higher octave of Mercury, you know, and that kind of gets into it with all the aspects of it being associated with the nervous system. But I noticed though, during that entire conjunction, it wasn't quite a headache, but there was just electricity in my mind. It was the weirdest thing. And I'm a very mentally grounded person. I've got a slow Mercury, you know, so I'm not used to that kind of stuff. And then the people around me were either dealing with that type of electricity in the head or anxiety that was going on. But earlier when I was saying, I do think it is rewiring us for the new beliefs that are going to be coming in around this moon, you know, like, and I don't know if this is going to be some new information that's being dropped. You know, we still have all this Gemini stuff that's going on. So especially when you're looking at, there's a, and I don't know if it's on your chart. Yeah, I have it on my chart here, but that Mercury is actually trining where we had the last solar eclipse in Aquarius. And so that really is, okay, what is this new information that's going to be coming in here that's really going to begin this process of restructuring our belief systems? And then we have to kind of go along, roll with the punches here and be adaptable. There's obviously, with this being Sagittarius, there's an adaptability that comes in. Adaptability to beliefs, you know, being able to be in motion.
The mutable fire. Good point. Merlin, what do you think about do you use, I'm sorry, I can't remember if you use fixed stars.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay, so could you tell us please what your thoughts are
on the fixed stars, like Aldebaran, or which one specifically?
Yeah, I would like to hear what you think about Aldebaran and Antares. And actually I could put up pictures here.
Oh yeah. So I mean, I'll throw it up. Which we'll see which pictures. We'll get that off, and then we'll go. Which picture was it? No, that's
There's
mine.
one.
That's for later.
Oh yeah, don't let me forget. Oh, I pulled,
confetti cannon. What?
I pulled, dudes, you guys. I was at a barbecue the other day, and I have these friends, and they're really fun. They're just like I just love creators. And actually, there was a girl at the party that said that. So I'm like taking that with she said. She's like, I just love creators. I'm like, me too. And I got these buddies that they're just like, we're gonna have a barbecue, and then the one guy is a DJ. So he's got lights going and he's spinning, and then there's another guy that DJs, and these are the cards that I freaking pulled.
I love that.
Wild.
Those go together so well.
Yeah, and the one girl was just talking about, like, how, like, she felt like, they were just getting a lot of good business recently because we did a conference together. Raffi, we did the, Contact Modalities Expo in Delavan, the
Mhm.
one uh, where Jimmy Church gave me the dumpster fire oracle deck.
So
He was the
fitting.
host. He was the host of that conference, and that conference, Contact Modalities Expo, it was kind of like Chris Bledsoe was there, and some other people from like History Channel and stuff like that. I read tarot there last year, but this year I just went like and helped with their business. But Wheel of Fortune, they said after that conference, they just kept getting like great business after that. Like,
Oh, that's incredible.
yeah, so then these cards popped. So anyway, that's what that was. I just wanted to tell you guys.
Oh yeah,
That's
of
awesome.
course.
I
And I am
Vedic
looking at
hand's fucking
well,
hilarious.
were you guys going to talk about the fixed stars here too? Because I've got other stuff in the chart that I can, bring up, but if I don't want to get too sidetracked.
We can
Oh
get fixed stars in a
yeah.
sec. What do you want to break on the chart?
Oh, I was actually looking just to add to some to some of the stuff that I was already saying here. We've got this mini grand trine to Chiron that's going on. Chiron, Mercury, and then this gets into that trine right there with the solar eclipse in Mercury I was talking about. And I think this kind of speaks to, especially with Chiron being at 29 degrees, about to move into Taurus here, wrapping up this healing journey that it's brought us on the last few years here. And what are these things that I've healed up? Like what are these things I can move through? And then this even shifts into the rewiring of the nervous system, the new beliefs that are coming in. Like how is that going to move with everything? And of course, I won't even start to talk about Chiron and Taurus, and it definitely seems to be on brand with what we're experiencing. And I just think there's going to be a lot less things that are available for people with the stuff that's going on with the oil, like just as a
Yeah.
blanket thing. I won't go super deep with
Hmm.
Chiron Taurus because I'll make a video on that. But like, oh, what material things can I live without? Like people don't realize how many of their even just toiletries and everyday products they use that use petroleum, and the price of that going up, like needing to go with less things and all that. And it's like, can we wrap up these things around natally where that Aries is in your chart, and that healing that you've went full circle on in these last few years? That's going to be a big part of all these boundaries you're putting in, the new beliefs coming in. Like it's this kind of convergence of all these things, but I think it's a beautiful convergence too.
I know that Merlin would give or take this information potentially, but I feel like Chiron moving into Taurus has already, especially at this very full degree, right before moving into Taurus, I'm noticing like preemptive feelings or hits about, harm in the cattle industry.
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, I can see that. Well, and I could even see that definitely coming in stronger too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I saw, yeah, Merlin, your evil plan is working.
What
You and
evil plan?
Lago have just gone and done influenced just enough people, the 100th monkey.
To what? Get everyone to be a vegetarian? Yeah.
The
Hey.
cattle industry. Because well, in any event, it might not be you vegetarians that do it, but I feel like there could be hits to the cattle industry in general. I feel like especially this Sagittarius full moon might highlight like forms of ranching, even with the horse symbolism, and like trying to remain optimistic about ranching, but still having to like wish upon a star energy, because like there's a lot going on right now in that industry that I've never seen in my life. Like I've never heard of like cattle getting like rustled and stolen, and
Oh
people,
wow.
so that people can make like an insurance claim on it, or potentially. I don't
Hmm.
know. I don't know. But like I've
Allegedly.
heard things.
I've not
Yeah,
heard
well,
about that.
and
That's
even
fascinating.
even the themes I was talking about with less material goods available to people, and needing to really decide what you want to spend your money on, where you want to put your resources into the material things that you're bringing in. Like, I think a lot of people are just going to decide to eat less meat too because of that.
Yeah, just because it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then
And
that
also
goes
just
down
talking
the
about, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go
Merlin.
ahead. No, you finish your
But
flow. I'm
just
sorry.
last point on Chiron too, getting into the stuff I was talking about with Saturn and the boundaries that you want to put up and everything. Being in that critical degree of Aries, like, this is going to be like, okay, like, I can do these things personally. I can take more self accountability, whether it's something like that, or just wanting to be more independent too. Putting the boundaries up around that, that's going to be a big part of this moon, I think.
Yeah, the boundaries, the Saturnian and Martian, you know, Mars can cut and make a boundary right quick.
Well, and then you were even saying earlier, strong like bull and all that, and that's how people, how you're going to have to really be too. And you got the square to Pluto going on as well with Mars right there. But yeah, with Mars and Taurus, it's like you're going to need to be like strong like a bull about it, and like really put a stop to these things. And I'm even seeing that come up in my life, and I know it's going to reach ahead around the full moon, where I'm going to have to like put up boundaries. Like, dude, like, I've got other things I'm worried about. I don't want to go out every weekend and do this. It was Memorial Day. I can do it this weekend, but like, I'm not here for that. Like,
I hope I become strong like bull. I want to be physically like stronger, and I want to use this energy to do that. But wanting and doing are not the same.
well, hey, you got that Jupiter coming into your first house. You can put on some weight.
It's in my first.
Nice.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, it's already in your first, but it's still in your first for some of Leo too, right?
Yes.
There
And
you
then
go.
Saturn in Aries, you can get some martial discipline there. Start working out a lot. Pump the iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Or have the iron pump me. Who knows?
There you go. Hey. Whoa. Going down the conspiracy theory rabbit hole though, like, have you guys heard about how like people are becoming red meat allergic because of tick bites?
Yeah.
You know, so talking cattle and like, you know, people are eating less meat. Well, or you know, some people might choose to, some people might get forced to. Now I can go a little bit deeper with the conspiracy theory. Like, is that because of tick bites, or is that a side effect of the old jibba jabberoo that some people took and now they're getting some consequences, right? Like, so it's one of those
Or a
things, like, it's
combo.
happening. There you go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I think you could even tie both of those to the pharmaceutical companies too.
Yeah.
Well, but obviously the jab, but then also the tick stuff. Like, isn't that because I know technically wasn't it Bill Gates is what I heard. I haven't looked super deeply into it who
Yes.
released them, but then I think Pfizer is creating a new like Lyme disease vaccine because of the tick stuff. It's just like,
Dude,
So clever. Ever so clever.
and the thing is, it's like that's not even Bill Gates's fault. It's like the fault lies for the people who go to work and actually work at those labs. Like, imagine going to a dinner party and someone's like, "Hey, what do you do?" And you go, "Oh, you know, I just create biogenetically engineered virus ticks for Bill Gates." And they're like, "Oh, like that's how
And
you
then
make
talk
your
about
money?"
it on Reddit.
Yeah.
Low-key
It's
talk
just
about it on Reddit.
mhm. Well, and
Hey, Merlin, sorry.
well, I'll just say off of that, like I know a guy who's a scientist. I played World of Warcraft with him for a long time, so I keep up with him and stuff. Total atheist, very, very, very amoral guy. And when I had caught up with him after a couple of years, this would have been like last year or something, early last year. He had been he's a scientist now at Eli Lilly, and he was talking about all the work that he was doing with the COVID jab and just like formulating, making it every single day, all this stuff, the whole process that he went through and the different stages of it. And oh my goodness, like I try to even give a little bit of pushback on anything, and he's totally not about it. Like essentially accused me of being schizophrenic. You know, I was just like, what the fuck here? And it's just why, and there's this mentality behind them. And I would argue like probably most of these people are total atheists. Like, how else are you gonna justify that?
Yeah, I could agree with that. Or their conception of God is so twisted and whatever. I'll not go on a cosmology rant, Esperanza, don't worry. But
I don't worry about cosmology rants.
I mean,
Do I look
geocentrism.
worried? What? You
No, but
worried?
like if people realize that we live in a geocentric reality, like literally,
Oh, you with your Earth.
yeah, exactly. So we'll leave that. But
It's
that,
okay.
that
I
is
think all
the
ideas are good ideas on this show.
yeah.
What Merlin is referring to, can I say?
Yeah,
It's
go.
no
God
secret.
bless. It's all good.
Merlin is what is the word for it? Is flat earther, is that pejorative?
Oh, I mean, hey, I'm not a ball earther. That's for damn sure. So,
I guess is
I
that
would
the
say
term that you
a
use?
geocentric planar earther, maybe,
Oh, okay.
because like as it floats, like, well, we live on a plane, provably, but that's okay,
Okay.
So, yeah,
Yeah, I
but
fall somewhere in the middle too, definitely.
I
but
feel like
just
there's many dimensions of
but like
physical and non-physical, so I can see that.
let me ask you though this real quick, just as a hypothetical, right? Hypothetically, because geocentrism just means like we are the center of the universe, just like all of our observations indicate. So if you found out that the world was geocentric, would that be good news or bad news?
I think
I
I'd be
don't think it
indifferent.
would be news at all.
It wouldn't make a difference if we were the
To
center,
me,
if everything was revolving around us?
Oh
to
no, no,
me, it wouldn't make a difference.
Interesting.
I'm
Like
saying
to
I
me,
would
I
be
wouldn't
indifferent
fucking,
to it. You
oh,
know
I
what I
would be
mean?
like,
Like I'm like,
oh,
oh, I
okay.
already considered it, but I
You
also
know,
think that makes us
like it
more
doesn't really,
that shows
I
the
mean,
beauty of what
if you
humanity is
told me I was
a lot
fucking
more.
Tom York's daughter or something like that, like, whoa, shit, like that would rock my world. But like that would not
Because I think
really, I don't feel that strongly about the topic. I think a lot of people feel so like much fire about that topic.
I think it speaks to how special we are as humans if we were to find that out, you know?
Mm.
That's exactly it for me, that's exactly what it is. It's like we are the center of creation, hypothetically, of course. But like if true, I think that changes everything, versus we're
Well,
on some ball spinning in a vacuum, free falling around the sun at half a million miles an hour. It's like it's a big difference, I'd say, for me anyway.
Yeah, when
huh.
I like back engineered,
Mm.
because I actually was an atheist and I became an atheist very young. And by the time I was like 17 or so, then I went through my awakening and it just changed everything. And then even through my awakening, I went off the deep end, off the Piscean deep end, and wrapped back around to Christianity, which I was raised a Lutheran. I'm kind of liking Catholicism a little bit more these days, but I'm very open. I'm just also ultimately a follower of Christ. But no, when I back engineer my thought process, when I was an atheist and everything like that, and that there was just like this manufactured disconnection from our complete divinity that, I mean, it just was so systematic, and
Yeah.
it's incredible to watch people still adhering to that.
Mm. Yeah, well, they need us.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what we're here for, right?
Well, even parasites need a host.
That's a good point. Yeah, they really do.
Like
Yeah,
aroma.
parasites are nothing without the host. Yeah.
Could I talk Merlin, I wanted to say something, but I forgot what it was. I was gonna ask you, well, I was gonna ask you about the asteroids, if we covered most of the, oh, maybe I should talk more about this moon. Well, me talking about the moon involves like what I feel about the fixed stars and this asteroid.
Yeah,
You
sounds
don't
good.
use the asteroid.
Yeah, but I could chat. I could chill. I know what Chiron's all about. The wounded healer. Yeah.
Oh, that, yeah. I'm thinking about Sedna.
Okay. God
You
bless. I
guys are
mean,
both
chat
just
away.
like,
It's okay. No, I'm here. We're chilling. Talk about, like we're all contributing, So if you want to talk
okay,
about Sedna, go for it.
I do, because she's been conjuncting Uranus, and she was exactly conjunct when Uranus and the sun conjuncted. a couple few days ago, and that Taurus new moon that you were talking about, Raffi, was
Hmm.
conjunct Algol, and that brought up a lot of like themes like you were talking about. I thought you were talking about it in a podcast, like about alcoholism or going over the edge or people losing their heads.
Yeah, my
Um,
new moon video. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And so now, like, I mean, I thought that that was a pretty important flavor. Like, it's kind of like putting chamoy in your drink. Like, if it's not part of like what you do, you just don't know what I'm talking about. But chamoy is like a fucking amazing thing to put in your drink.
Yeah.
And I was actually like licking it out of the container, like at a party the other day. It's so good. Do you know what chamoy is, you guys?
Sure. Yeah, yeah. Yep. It's
Mm-mm.
Okay,
like
so you
doesn't like it
know.
just think with like tahine or whatever. Like people like have like tahine and chamoy or some shit like that. Yeah.
But it's like squeezable and you drizzle it and it's got like tamarindo and seeds in it and everything. But that's like how I feel about these. Like they're not necessary, but they're delicious.
Well, that's what I said
So,
in my asteroid video, by the way. So that's the way I was taught with asteroids. Is there? It's
yeah.
the planets and the signs and everything are the ice cream, and this is actually from David Palmer. And then
Oh, is he
the
the one that said
asteroid.
that? I wondered what teacher you were talking about when you said
Yeah.
that because I watched that video.
Yeah, and then he said the asteroids are like the sprinkles on top. Yeah.
It was David Palmer said that. Okay, so he's one of my teachers too, Merlin.
Nice.
Mm. Western tropical astrologers. Sedna has to do with it's like an Inuit folklore to my recollection, and Sedna was in a raging river in a canoe with her father, and the canoe started taking on water, and in order to like lighten the load, like she got thrown off the canoe first of all, and then she was like hanging on to the side, and he cut her hand off and allowed her to get pulled down into the waters. And she did resurrect with immortality, but she is sort of like the depths of the transmutation of feeling the letdown, especially feeling the letdown from a Saturnian like father figure or some stable or structure that we've always relied on, like maybe even letting us down in like surprising ways, having surprising feelings like that coming through sometimes. That would be pretty prevalent during that Uranus Sun conjunction. However, it's still in play for me. And then Ceres is coming in behind, like the goddess of the harvest, the scythe, the one who like cuts the wheat from the chaff, the one that like protects the harvest. Um, I feel like both of those women are like symbolic representations of some of the energy that we could see maybe in ourselves or in the news.
Yeah, and I would even say on a mundane level with Sedna, this could be especially with that conjunction to Uranus. Obviously, there's the disruption part of it, but then there's also the discovery part of it, and this even plays into the moon. This even may be an on the spot prediction I kind of give.
Give it.
Seeing something from that we uncover from the ocean that redefines our belief systems about humanity.
Hey now. Hey now, it's Atlantis. You're an all-star. Go play. Oh man. That's
I want to
that
look a little deeper. It's like I said, this is and the thing with the asteroids is like it's the flavor on it. So I'm like, well, that's such a big prediction to kind of go off of an asteroid for, even though it's got Uranus behind it. And so that's what has me hesitant to actually make that a prediction. But that is something I could just throw out there.
I don't make predictions per se, but I just sort of like have energetic potentials that I can see.
Oh yeah.
I'd say I can see energetic potentials. I'm not quite sure how that's going to play out for the individual or for like reality or for whichever form of reality anybody ascribes to.
Well, and we all, I think, channel on some level when we're doing astrology. We get in the zone, get in the flow state, and then some things come out that you wouldn't like, that you maybe didn't see when you were first looking at the chart. I know when I get on camera, that happens to me. Like, I'll just get into, I mean, I guess it just happened, I'll get into a flow state and I'll just be like, oh, like, wow. And I wouldn't have thought of that just looking at the chart.
Yeah.
On my
And
own, being like, oh, it's this way and that way. And Merlin and I were talking about my Saturn conjunct my moon in Aquarius, and that it makes me emotionally robotic too, and like very linear, and just so like sometimes I need to just hit this flow state in order to really pull something out of a chart.
How much time do you guys actually have? I didn't even talk about that backstage. Like,
I've got like infinite time. How about you?
I have infinite time, mashallah.
Yeah, I'm
Inshallah.
open-ended here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. I was just trying to get a feel for, like rhythm or whatever. Like what kind of rhythm our flow can have.
Since we are on that thread of the Sedna conjunct Uranus, another thing with Uranus we could talk, I swear it's like I end up all, you could even make some gay jokes about it because I'm always talking about Uranus. But no, for real.
Uranus.
There's the Uranus square the North Node there too. I think that's really going to play into just getting back into that whole thing. What's coming up in to shake up our belief systems, to be disruptive to our belief systems, because you've got that it's in Pisces there, which
and
isn't necessarily
religions.
belief, but like we've got the belief part, the religion part, all that with the Sagittarius part, but you are dealing with kind of more of like the spiritual vibe of it with Pisces.
Oh, Sedona Angel. Hi, baby girl. Sedna is an exoplanet. Thank you. Her father had arranged her marriage and she rejected it. So her dad was pissed. And so that's how she got cut off from hanging on the canoe.
Oh, that's lovely. Hey, Sedona Angel. I didn't see her in chat.
She's a really talented reader.
Oh man, she's incredible.
Very talented. That's, you know what? I was trying to explain to one of my family members yesterday, and I'm serious, I had a very visceral Mars-Pluto experience. So, like, for those who don't believe, man, Pluto is powerful. Pluto is low-key, like, hanging in the corner. Like, I know you know the astrology, but I'm still gonna get you, girl. Like, some dark fucking shit. Like, holy moly. Anyhow, like, I guess I just totally lost my train of thought because then I got flooded with the thought of that conversation, actually.
Well, I could piggyback off that and just say with the, when we were talking about Scorpio in general and all that, and you've got the Mars rulership and the Pluto rulership, depending on which system you're using. Well, we have Mars square Pluto, and then you could tie that into the Sedna thing we're talking about, the whole thing we keep doubling back to, or I keep doubling back to, with like the new beliefs coming in, like what is really going to be uncovered, what's going to be excavated.
Literally, quite literally, stuff that comes up that you're just like, whoa, like that needed to come up. Like, of course that needed to come up. Like, in the end, Pluto is a great detoxifier. Pluto is a great at death and rebirth, basically. But if you don't get to the rebirth part, that's the scary part of Pluto. If you just make it to the death part.
Yeah, really.
Which is Saturn.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think, and that's the thing is, I mean, maybe it's because my mom is a double Scorpio. Maybe it's because I have a strong Saturn, but I always I try to look forward to any major Pluto type of thing because I'm like, well, it's a rebirthing moment. And then when I'm in like the thick of it, I'm just like, okay, well, this is supposed to happen and all that.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, like, I mean, just to give some context, like my mom passed away like 3 years ago, and just like some stuff just like totally just like got brought up, and someone was having like nightmares and stuff, and like it was like visceral. It was like,
Oh, wow.
actually like happening in real time, the astrology. Oh, Merlin, I remember what I wanted to say.
Sure. Sorry for your
Um,
loss, by the way.
oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a complex dynamic. It's a complex family dynamic, you
Was that
know?
Yeah.
during Saturn Aries then? Right? That would have been
3 years
Was it?
ago?
when your mom passed away.
No.
That would have been the beginning of Pisces, Saturn.
Yeah.
Because I know
And
1996 would have been.
no, she was 2003.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
It was just like a rough thing with 30 years ago. Okay, I was
Oh,
just
you
kind
said,
of.
I thought you said 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
I'm sorry,
goodness.
2023. Sorry.
Yes,
Oh my! I
that's a
thought you said
Pisces
30.
or
My
Sorry,
bad.
Aquarius Saturn.
2023.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, sorry for your loss.
yeah, well, the loss was what it was, but there were all these like hidden feelings that like bubbled up to the surface right at that square.
Dang.
Oh
And then
yeah.
they actually got like, I mean, the conversation was had, like it needed to happen, but it was like, holy shit. Like, that was not on my bingo card today, although it should have been. Like,
Oh my
I should
goodness.
have freaking know, you know what I mean? Like, and isn't that something like being in the know of astrology? Isn't it so much easier to tell someone else?
Yeah, 100%.
What do you guys think about the square to the south node, Uranus to the south node here? Because I talked about the north node square there, but then I forgot to wrap back around and even cover the south node.
I mean, just me personally, I don't use aspects to the nodes personally, unless it's like a moon conjunct one of the nodes, and that's literally it.
No
Because
squares?
no, because like the nodes don't cast light, and aspects are all about how the planets see one another. So it's like a one-way thing towards a node for another heavenly body. It's not Saturn's node, it's not the sun's node. So like when the moon is conjunct, then again, that's just my brand of astrology. If the moon conjoins a node, then that could be impactful because it's there for the moon. It's the moon's node. But other
Yeah, I
than
feel
that,
that.
like as far as like aspects to them go, I personally don't use them. But that's just me. But God bless,
Yeah, well, and I only recently started I had them off for a long time, and a friend encouraged me to turn them on, and I'm like, well, it's part of medieval. Let's kind of see here. So I'm playing with it right now to kind of see.
You know me, I'm a Gemini. I could go either way. To answer your question, what I could see with that is definitely very impactful disruptions to like motorized vehicles, anything close to Mercury, anything that is necessarily mercurial, that has to do with the day-to-day, day in, day out, habitual things that we use all the time. So maybe necessary disruptions, but also bringing awareness to ways that we need to release being so technologically focused on our healthcare and maybe return to some more natural ways of healing ourselves, could be, or
Oh, yeah.
endure
I love that in
surprising
general.
revelations. What?
I love that in general. Yeah, just returning to natural health is a big thing for a lot of people right now. It's lovely seeing much of the world start waking up to the big pharma lies,
Yeah.
the fact that our food is being literally poisoned and stuff like that. And it's not something to be doom and gloom about because there are remedies for all of these things.
Yeah.
So it's just, learning. So like a return to, it's not like we got to do anything new. It's like the problems with the education system. If literacy rates were better 50 or 100 years ago, just go backwards. Don't go forward to some garbage, just go backwards. And same thing with health. If people weren't getting crazy cancers 50 or 100 years ago, just go backwards. There's no reason, this infinite progress thing is silly.
Exactly. And I feel like just with the South Node of Virgo in general, like that's been a good thing to look at. I mean, I would even say that's something that I did. I mean, well, maybe a little bit before that, but with the eclipses there that we had in Virgo as well, I did have to see where I went too far with my health, and where it's like, okay, like you can have some carbs, bro. Like, you know, you can have these things and that thing, like, and all that, and then after these eclipses landing in a good place. But definitely I'm seeing exactly what you're talking about, with people really going on this health craze, and some people that I never thought would get off the goy slop finally getting off the goy slop. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guilty.
You're a goy slop consumer? Oh shit. Happens to the best of us.
I woo almost fell out my chair. I definitely eat whatever pretty much, but not really anymore. Like just certain things I just can't anymore. Like I just can't.
Dude.
Like I'll go get it for somebody else if that's what they want. Like I was a runner, like I was like helping people photograph that event or whatever, and they asked me to run and get like the McDonald's, and I did, and I got it. And I maybe ate a couple of fries. I did.
They do have tasty fucking fries, man. Sometimes,
Yeah.
you know, if it's done right, a McDonald's fry has a distinct taste. You know, is it really potato? Probably not. Probably not. But is it
Right.
fucking tasty? Yeah, goy slop
Exactly.
can be tasty. That's why goy slop is such an effective weapon against the fucking goyim. Goyim? We love tasty food. We just do. You know, it's a self-control problem of the goy folk. But dude, I'm thinking like, do you guys see? I see gas prices spiking back up, because earlier you guys brought up like, oh, you know, the restriction with Chiron going into Taurus. There's a few things that indicate gas prices going up. Not just leaving astrology alone for a second. You know, the Strait of Hormuz is still closed, and the fact that, I don't know about you guys, but like most people lately, you know, I've been watching gas prices like a fucking hawk. And they were going up for like the past week, and then for whatever reason, today and yesterday they've been down. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? How are these prices coming down? So I feel like the ones that want to be in control are like rowing gas prices for profit. But back to the astrology now, right? Okay, we got Chiron entering Taurus, sure, but Saturn's still in Aries, and Trump, love him or hate him, I'm not a fan, but many love him, many hate him. He's having a solar return. And like it or not, a lot of these like mundane things that have been happening over the past several years have been going on with activations in Trump's natal chart. And you know, this full moon is going to be a full moon opposite Trump's natal sun. Again, just like me and Esperanza have birthdays coming up, so does the big boy, you know, upstairs. So go ahead.
Oh
I
no,
thought you
I'm
were.
not.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I'm just gesticulating. I'm not trying to say anything.
You're good. No, hop on in. So yeah, I'm just thinking like gas prices. I don't know. Like we're talking like something happening. Like I'm just waiting for the other foot to drop, because like, you know, it takes 2.5 months for oil to leave the Strait of Hormuz and reach its destination in the USA. So it's like, even if it reopened tomorrow, we would still feel the effects of the closure for such a long time. So I am really just waiting for the other foot to drop, or what's the expression, the other shoe to drop, whatever it is, with these gas prices. Like the fact that they're, and like whenever they go down for a little bit, it does spike up afterwards. Because like even like a month ago, like gas prices, you know, hit like whatever it was, you know, it's different in every area, but it went pretty high, and then went down a bit, and then went even higher. So I'm thinking like this time we're gonna get like a little dip, you know, this week maybe, and then next week we might see some fucking skyrocketing shit. And again, we got this full moon on Saturday. We're talking now on, what is it, Tuesday? This full moon is gonna be Saturday. So who knows what gas prices are gonna be looking like then. So I'll land the plane there.
Yeah.
No, I feel you on that. And then even with Pisces rules petroleum, you know, and so like ruling planet, you know, depending on your system, it's going to be, you know, Jupiter, or it's going to be Neptune there. And then of course, Neptune and Saturn conjunct, you know, like when you had that going on, you definitely saw where the cogs started moving with oil prices and all that stuff. And now that it's separating, you're seeing kind of this is like the new reality that we're in. Like I always kind of get into that with Saturn, Neptune, and then it being that new reality as it separates and all that. When it was conjunct, it was hard to really separate like reality from fiction, especially with the Mercury retrograde in Pisces, you know, or I should say like reality from the dreamscape. But yeah, and then we have that
or
Mercury
having to
retrograde.
go back
in
and try to
Pisces. Yeah, and then we're
remember.
coming up on another retrograde here soon. We've got the Jupiter here that's in Cancer right now. So like all of these different, and I could go on and on with the aspects here and like where they're at, what they're placed at, but then even the releasing moment, the full moon in Sag, you know, which has, it's that dispositor there that you've got. Like I would totally tie that to some type of thing going on with the gas prices. And then when we're looking at these Uranus things that create this instability, this volatility and all that, I totally agree with that. And it even seems like we're out on this, what, like 6 month window here to where things are going to get like really insane price wise. And then I think this is how they're going to implement the control grid, because that's my whole thing with Trump that I think he's doing. Like, I honestly think there's a part of him or something that's losing on purpose, that got our asses whooped on purpose because he fired everyone that was there, that was telling him not to go and do this stuff. It looks like we made a little foothold, just got our asses whooped, you know, lost planes, lost a lot of stuff, had to go get that pilot and everything. But no, it seems like we're trying to be forcefully removed or like having to leave the Middle East and then take control of the entire Western hemisphere. You see, like we've got Cuba down the barrel next. It seems like we're going to take Canada. Canada could give us the fertilizer. You know, Mexico's on the list too. And this is all in the 2026 National Defense Strategy Plan. They've laid this out already too, not even bringing the astrology, but it's in the astrology too. Greenland can bring us the rare earth minerals, but yeah, Mexico would be like where we can manufacture things. It seems like we're getting ready for some type of AI arms race and for a like post petroleum world, or where it's not going to be available to as many people. And then this is where kind of that whole conjunction I'm talking about in July comes in. And then ultimately where I think the first steps of the new financial system that are coming in during this Venus and Mercury retrograde with the Scorpio new moon, I think as well, like that's all starting at once. And I think that's really going to play into a new financial system, going to be based on crypto, but we're going to see a lot of this unfold over the summer and then kind of lead us into energy lockdown type of thing. Or maybe like the aliens is kind of their like trump card, or like their ace in the sleeve, you know, that they have for it, but something disruptive to bring in a type of controlled lockdown of people, and then less goods, less resources available, conscription of Gen Z. They've got that Pluto Sag placement, conscription of Gen Z, and not even necessarily to war, but to go into this AI arms race that it seems like we're getting geared up for, to where we have all the materials here in the Western Hemisphere, the Monroe Doctrine that Donald Trump is calling it, but just a continuation of the Monroe Doctrine. And that's kind of what it seems like they're lining up for all of this. And I think like anything with oil, there's a partial plan to it going up. And I think they want oil to be unaffordable for us.
Yes, they 100% do, man. Like you said, it's part of the new control grid that they want, because there's a reason that they're making plans to have every car require electric in some way, and they want to tax you heavily. And there was some tech oligarch I saw in some video or news article recently talking about how, oh, it'd be pretty easy to program cars to have a throttle on the speed limit if you don't use electricity and use gasoline instead. So it's like
they can stop the car too.
Oh, yeah, the kill switch is fucking up for sure. But I mean, they're getting devious with like, yeah, so there are so many different aspects they're trying to control your freedom of movement, because it seems like things are like talking about, you know, goyim and awakening to health. People are awakening to the fact that some people think that they are goyim to a very alarming degree. And I mean, like, dude, like the civil unrest we're starting to see in countries like Ireland and Britain, I don't see that slowing down. Like, if there are X number of people awake this year, as these countries keep having these problems, and then you add in food prices and gas prices causing the food prices to go up to exacerbate these problems within countries, like, dude, the possibilities for civil unrest are fucking looking scary, like genuinely, you know.
Oh,
so
yeah.
There's a ton of issues.
And every Uranus and Gemini, you get that, like, really just the massive destruction of Europe. And you know who ends up being the power, like that's like able to really weather the storm, is Germany. There's some wild things going on in Germany's chart right now. I know Germany's sun, at least for, there's a couple different charts as a mundane you have to use, but at least for the chart from 1949, Germany, you know, Uranus is about to hit that degree. It's about to come into an exact conjunction with the sun. And I think there's going to be, there's other aspects too, but I think there's going to be some stuff that comes up around Germany, and whether it's an attack coming in, there's going to be something around the leadership. You know, there's already that whole thing. I don't know if you guys heard about it, where they're not letting people leave the country without military approval in Germany. So yeah, definitely get ready for Germany to make a power play soon, for sure. And I don't know if it's going to benefit the people or not, but I want to run a composite chart between the Third Reich and the modern day Germany and kind of see here what I can come up with. So that's like a longer, I thought I'd get it done this weekend, but then I saw all the different charts I have to work with, and I'm like, okay, we'll kind of dig in a little bit here.
That'll be so interesting when you do that. Be sure to, you guys, be sure to drop your channel links to your channels in the chat if you think about it, or if you have time while I am rambling, you can drop your links. I wanted to point out that the Raffi, you had mentioned earlier something about, you know, almost, or it does appear that oh wow, oh yeah, that's right, we're going to talk about these.
Oh, my bad, I'm sorry. Okay, we'll go back to this. You're talking chart. My bad.
Oh no, it's cool. I meant if you wanted to drop your links in the chat, like, so people know where to find your websites and stuff. Or should we do it at the end? We can do it at the end, but I just don't want to forget.
Oh, I just did
like
it right now.
Sometimes when the other person's talking, it's easy to but yeah, Raffi, you had said something like a couple minutes ago about you know, it seeming like Donald Trump and some of these leaders are just like failing on purpose, or just doing like crazy wild stuff, like knowing that you're leading people into the, you know, like you know that you're hurting not only yourself but your cause, right? Like, you know full well, but you're just doing it anyway. Well, there is a planetary body, and actually, if anybody can correct me on this in the chat, but I've just recently become aware of Phallus, and that's an asteroid that is at 12 degrees of Capricorn right now, squaring off with Saturn. So like our elders, our leaders might be like, actually, even though they know it's going to harm themselves, even though they know it's going to harm their cause, and even though they know it's going to harm us, they're doing it anyway. And that is that square of Saturn, I think, to Phallus. So just to like say that, I think that applies to that energy. And also another thing I thought about while you were talking,
real quick, I would say that also would be accentuated by the South Node going into Leo too.
Right. And I was just going to say that because with the full moon in Scorpio and the full moon in Sagittarius are sandwiching that new moon in Taurus that, remember, was conjunct Algol. What's Algol? Leaders losing their heads, leaders being decapitated, like leaders having the fall, or knowing that they're going to the guillotine, but doing it the fuck anyways. You know what I'm saying? With that other Phallus squaring Saturn, and then having Algol conjunct that new moon, because that was at, I can't remember, that new moon was at like 28 degrees 57 minutes or somewhere around there, that new moon in Taurus. And I'm just trying to think off the top of my head.
Yeah, the new moon, it was 26 degrees, yeah.
As the South Node moves into Leo, for these eclipses coming in this summer, like after the 4th of July and all that jazz, and the 250th, that's going to cross over our president's ascendant and Regulus, the South Node. So that could be interesting in terms of him personally. That could be interesting in terms of his health. That can be interesting in terms of how he is being eclipsed.
Yeah, well, and I know people have brought that. Oh gosh, I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you. People have brought that up, what you were talking about, though, in terms of casting out some predictions for, you know, whether it's Donald Trump unaliving in a way that's forceful or that's due to natural causes. Yeah, like people have been saying he's going through those transits again.
I wouldn't say that, but I mean, that's pretty extreme. But I would say like a fall, Saturn is a fall, you know,
Mhm.
like doesn't it represent like the fall? Like, isn't Saturn like fall?
In a way, because Saturn tempts Eve into the fall, like that's the Libra. That's why people conflate Lucifer and Satan. Lucifer and Satan are not the same entity at all.
Right.
Lucifer is Venus when she's gone retrograde,
Yeah.
because Lucifer means light bringer. And when Venus goes retrograde, well, she rises before the sun. And
Hmm.
she is the third brightest heavenly body. You've got the sun is the brightest, the moon is the second brightest, and then Venus, when she's full of light, is like that false sun. And that's why in the Bible it says, "Oh, Lucifer, how dare you think that you go away from God and ascend higher than God?" Because, well, again, what's in the Trinitarian concept? Who are one? God and the sun are one. So it's like when she tries to be the false sun, she tries to be the false god, essentially. And that's a Libra. It goes going back to Libra, right? That's where
Yeah.
Saturn exalts, Venus rules, and there's androgyny there because Venus in Libra is much more masculine than Venus in Taurus, which is pure feminine, right? Libra is an air sign, so it's masculine by nature. So yeah, that's essentially this why Saturn is associated with the fall, because Libra being the start of the fall, and that's where Saturn delights most. So yeah, he like delights at the beginning of the fall, and then ruling Capricorn and Aquarius kind of rules the end. Stay wild, nice mug.
It's for Sag season.
Nice. That's very fitting. But yeah, then going to Tarot, the 11th card of the Tarot deck is Justice, and that is Libra. And that's a very masculine card. The woman sitting there with a sword in one hand and the balance, the scales in the other, in a very masculine role, but then she's a female, so that's a very balanced card, with us
Yeah, I guess
Justice.
it's just like going with the logic and reason versus judging with the emotion
Hmm, that fits.
Yeah, did
versus
you guys
Venus and
know? And
Cancer, like
maybe you
currently,
can.
in the feels, beautifully, right? But not necessarily logical. Just like me.
Aren't we all?
Do you remember, Esperanza, which algal transit was that for Trump for the Butler rally?
Was that the Pennsylvania
Yeah,
was that
Butler, Pennsylvania.
September 6th, was it? When was that?
Um, it was June. Wasn't it June?
I can't remember. I can't
June, like
remember.
I thought it was like June 13th or June, right?
Of 2025.
Of
It was June,
2024, right? Yeah,
Butler.
Oh,
2024.
gosh,
Yeah.
Raffi, I don't remember. You know why? Because at that time I wasn't looking at the astrology very carefully. Like I remember from, since I started digging into charts a little bit deeper, but I wasn't looking at mundane astrology deeply at that
Mhm.
time. I'm still
I was
not. I
just
still
getting
don't
into it. That's why
actually.
I don't know. Otherwise, I would just remember. But I remember
Yeah,
someone.
sometimes I
It
do
was like
remember
David
I do
Palmer. He was
remember
talking
stuff though.
about
It's
a major
crazy.
algal
But
transit on Trump's chart. So I try to look
uh
out for those now.
you know who did a good one was Robert Phoenix.
Yeah,
Oh
he did.
yeah, that's right.
He did a really great dissemination of his chart, and I wonder if he answered your question in that video. He might have, because I
Mm.
think that he did the chart. I don't know, within the past. It was last year or 2024 that he did it.
I remember which one. Yeah, I'll have to go back and
Just
check that
go,
out.
yeah. And I would
Um,
also highly recommend anybody who is watching this, if you do check out Robert Phoenix astrology, seriously, check out his music playlists. His
Yeah.
music playlists are fire. I'm just
Dude,
saying.
he's great with music. Oh my, he gets me cultured in music. I love it.
So good. So good. So
Did you guys?
let's.
Okay,
Oh,
I
I'm
was gonna
sorry.
say, did you have some cards to look at?
I was just gonna say that. Like,
Oh
let's
yeah.
segue to the tarot part of what we were thinking about for Merlin. Explain to the crowd here, the crowd of plenty. Explain to them what you were telling us at when we were just like backstage shooting the breeze about tarot. You say tarot, I say tarot, but
Mhm.
potato, potato, tarot, tarot.
Sure. Which aspect of it? The temperance card, or like what I'm getting into with tarot in general?
Actually, first of all, could you answer 2 questions for me?
Of course. What's up?
Okay. Could you please talk to me about Antares and Aldebaran really quick, and then we'll get to that part?
Yeah, sure. So just like I love that they're just complete opposites. They're both, there are very few red stars in the sky. They're
Yeah.
both red stars. How cool is that? Whereas I think that Aldebaran is more benefic, it's power, authority, if well dignified, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Antares is a very malefic star, very can be very dangerous in a chart. And what's interesting about Antares is one of the reasons why I so firmly think that Mars is the true ruler of Scorpio is, it's Ant-Aries, it's Ant-Aries, the opposite, the antithesis of Aries. Like every planet has their dual nature, right? So like
Right.
Mars is the beginning, and then how fitting is it that Scorpio, death, is the end? Because if Aries is the necessity of life, well, okay, if you're born, what do you have to do? You have to die.
Yeah.
So Aries necessitates the scorpionic death symbolism. And the star there is Ant-Aries. It's opposite Aries, even though it's on the zodiac, it's opposite Taurus, which is why it's opposite Aldebaran. There, and of course, they're opposite, in my opinion, symbolically and astrologically. But yeah, they're both fascinating stars. And then, fun fact: are you guys Lord of the Rings fans?
Love.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love, dude. If you reread Fellowship of the Ring, there's a part where Tolkien, in the chapter, but through the narrator, is describing stars in the sky. I was trying to find it earlier, but Tolkien literally describes the Pleiades. He points out Aldebaran, and then he points out Orion's belt. He calls Orion something else. So it's like you could just like that's literally how you know that Middle Earth is just Earth in a different era, because those same fixed stars are in the sky, and he is talking about them so plainly in perfect order. He describes the Pleiades. They don't call it the Pleiades in Lord of the Rings universe. They call it the net. But it's the 7 stars that look like the net being cast. And then, of course, the 3 stars of Orion's belt, he describes perfectly. And he says, oh, such and such, the swordsman of the sky. And then he points out Aldebaran, the red star, in the heart of the bull. So like just have knowledge of these fixed stars literally lets you know that Lord of the Rings takes place on Earth and just in a different era, essentially, which is, I think, so fucking cool.
I've naturally in my real life had like more than one person say that they're rereading the trilogy.
That's awesome. Yeah, I started rereading it. I read so many books, though. I mean, talk about Gemini going all over the place. I'm always reading like 8 different fucking books. I try and limit it, but like, yeah. So I'm like sort of rereading Lord of the Rings. I'm like, like a couple hundred pages deep in the first one, but to reread them all, I gotta really buckle down. But I'll have time soon, God
I think
willing.
that would be a summer thing for me to do. I think I might do that too. Everybody
Hell
else
yeah.
is doing it. Why not me?
All the cool kids. You want to be cool, don't you? All the cool kids are
No, I
doing
want to
it.
be a fucking nerd and reread The Lord of the Rings again. That's what I
I know.
want to be.
I think
Because
from
that's
you,
what I
Merlin, I've
am.
got like 5 or 6 books on my list here, and now I'm finally feeling the energy of getting it. And then I got like 8 other books that I'm ready to get into with astrology and all that. I'm going to add Aldebaran, by the way, to my stars here. I'm like been slow to add them. I wait until like someone tells me about it, and then I'm like, okay, now I'll add it. Like I'm kind of
Yeah.
picky about where I get information from.
What to do with my hair? Also, I'd like to point out that this Tommy Vivian Robson, who actually I think was a student of Lily. Your Lily.
Oh,
Nice.
and
Let's go.
Yes.
I
So
meant
Vivian
Antares, by the
Robson,
way.
he
Sorry.
wrote what?
I meant Antares, by the way, because I have Aldebaran.
Oh yeah, Aldebaran is going to be by the sun. But yeah, Antares is going to be by the moon. And Vivian Robson wrote a book, I think it was in the early 20s, and it's about the fixed stars in the cosmos or something like that. But anyway, he was either a student of or a colleague of your Lily.
Nice.
And I say your Lily. Um, but it says here that he says this is info, by the way, that I got off of Astro Wiki. Do you guys ever use that?
No.
Oh my gosh, Astro Wiki is so much fun. You should use it.
Okay, that's dope.
It's like Wikipedia, but it's run by Astrodinst. Astro.com. Astrodinst is like where I pulled this chart from.
Sick.
It's like astro.com. It's like a free website where you can make a anybody can do it. A lot of people in the chat probably get their charts from there.
And
Shout
you
out
wanted,
astro.com.
and you wanted this wiki thing up right now with the scorpion on the left and the stars on the right?
Yeah, so we're
Okay.
talking about Antares, right? Because that's conjunct the moon. And with the moon, according to Vivian Robson, it says the energy is known, like someone who's known, tolerant, interested in philosophy, science, metaphysics, prone to a change of religious belief. Isn't that interesting? You know, with all this Christianity disclosure, kind of like they're kind of mixing it up with the traditions, with the Saturnian traditional religions. Like, where was I? Oh, change of religious belief, influential friends, favorable for gain in domestic matters, local politics, great power, honor, and prosperity. But as it goes with a lot of fixed stars, favors prove to be short-lived. There's a danger of violence, illness, drowning, or assassination.
Interesting.
Yeah, just honestly, what's crazy is how many. I think it's a straight fucking psyop, but the amount of shooters they've had at the White House over the past like couple months is just fucking weird.
Oh my
Because it went
God.
from like
So
literally
weird.
never happening to like, oh, we've got a new one every week now. And it's like
It's
people have been crazy for fucking ever. This never happened before. Like, what's happening
right.
here?
Not like that.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
and then with the White House correspondence guy, I did a whole video on this. He was connected to the missing scientists.
Dude.
That was the whole, like, he was part of the same JPL fellowship.
Well, and
that
you
all these
wonder if they're
scientists
just,
came through.
it's like, are they just breadcrumbing us so that we just go down these wormholes and drive ourselves nuts?
Well, I think
Like,
it
are
really
they just
speaks
trying to
to-
create like mental, you know, like mental
I think it speaks
vortices?
to the whole idea of
Yeah.
like a breakaway civilization or like, you know, an adjacent society to our own that is just behind the scenes, has access to different technologies, different things. Like it really just, I think it just speaks to that.
Oh, completely. I mean, I think UFOs are literally the government. Like,
Yeah.
like you know, I don't think
A lot
aliens
of them
exist,
are.
but the UFOs definitely exist. Ken Wheeler talks about this. It's just field propulsion technology. It's just a manipulation of the field, which is the fucking space that we inherit and exist in. So, like, the government just has shit that we're not aware of, and that's all UFOs are. I think, you know, there's nothing like extraterrestrial about them. I don't think personally.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm always open to extraterrestrials, but as I got deeper into the Steiner work, I love Gigi Young and how she goes into the work and all that. But it really can all be explained by just like either the remnants of the Atlantean culture, their descendants carrying the technology forward, and then the reverse engineering by our government. Like you can explain it all through that. So you don't necessarily need aliens to explain what's going on with the UFO phenomena.
Yeah.
I think it's
and then when you're talking about grays and reptilians and all that, like they were doing genetic modification back in Atlantis. That's like part of the fall of Atlantis. It was like a hard one for me because I was all about the aliens. I was into all like the Pleiadian stuff. Like that's how I was awakened. You know,
I
Barbara
think it's
Martinez,
everything
Wings of the
though. I
Dawn.
think that it's also that too. Like, I don't think it's an either or situation. I feel like there are government ships, but I also do feel that there are interdimensional conscious ships that the government is trying to replicate, but they just fucking can't. I feel like there are bodies that exist. I mean, you know what would be cool, you guys, right now?
What's
Is
up?
like if one would come to the window. Like literally, I guess like there's people that do summon them or whatever. But also I do think that it's all true. I'm kind of like one where I think that everything is true until you can prove to me that it's not. Like you don't have to do much to prove to me that something is true. Like you have to prove harder to me that something's like not true. Because I think that so many things are possible. That's very Sagittarian of me, isn't it?
Yeah, interesting. I've become the opposite where I think everything's fake. It's like I hear anything on this like fake, psyop, fake, bullshit, fake, this,
It's
that,
all
fake,
fake
that.
and gay.
Yeah, it's like unless,
Oh.
unless it's literally, helping solidify the existence of God and the special place that man has in the universe, I think it's fake, personally.
I mean, fake news, but I just think that a lot is possible.
Oh yeah, I mean everything's possible. That's what's beautiful about
Yeah,
life.
I've moved more towards that too, Merlin. And like I'll always have the conversations and remain open to like everything else. And I'm not saying that you don't or anything, but yeah, like that's really where I've moved to. I feel like the Steiner work was very revolutionary and pivotal for me. You know, and that's just part of like a bigger thread of like the anthroposophic thread and all that stuff. And you can get into like theosophy, all that, but no, like I really, yeah, like I try to get it centered around humanity being really the center of creation and that whole, yeah.
Yeah, it's very important to me, and going to the tarot in a little bit. That's reflected in the tarot big time. That's the first card. The Magician shows that man is literally center of creation. It's very fucking cool symbolically.
Yeah. Robert Phoenix argues that that card is Aries.
Ooh, the Emperor's Aries.
I think that both the Emperor and the Fool.
The Fool is Aries.
I think.
The Fool is April 1st, if anything, I would say. But go. Sorry. So what is Robert? Why does Robert argue that the Fool is Aries? That he's on a new journey and Aries is the beginning? Is that essentially the argument? Or
No, he argues that the Magician is Aries.
and you think the Fool and the Emperor are Aries? Okay.
But I can understand what he's saying.
What's his argument? Do you want to talk about his argument of the Magician being Aries or what?
Sure. He says that the reason of that being Aries is because Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and Aries is where we begin. Aries is where, like, the Fool is where the energy is in the ethers, the zero. But the one is the first embodiment, that masculine life force energy that the Magician is a conduit for and anchoring onto the earth as its first sovereign self. Because the Magician is a manifestation of self. At least that's what I gathered from what he was saying.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm a firm believer that it's the Emperor. There's too much symbolism that's all Aries centric on the Emperor for it to not to be just for me. And then additionally, you got to understand that the tarot, in my opinion, it's like it's 22 cards. So what you can do with the tarot is if you take two cards, they're numbers, and if they add to 22, they complement one another. So the Emperor is 4. Well, 4 plus what is 22? That's 18. 18 is the moon card, which is Pisces. So that means that Aries and Pisces complement one another, which is perfect because that's the beginning and the end right there. You know, so like so you can take all those different combinations of cards, and if they add the 22, they have such excellent chemistry. You know, symbolically, astrologically, metaphysically, however you want to look at it, it's really fucking cool.
Like
So
that.
that just that applies for just the majors?
Well, yeah, but the minors have
Yeah,
a
would have
similar
to.
thread. Yeah, because there's not 22 minors. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to grab the books you're reading on tarot right now.
dude. I mean, I'll just tell you, man. The Tarot of the Bohemians by Pappas. I was
Okay.
reading a different book and they recommended it, so I bought the book and I've been so grateful because like for a week I've been deep in this shit. And Pappas wrote one of my favorite astrology books, which is always right here, called Astrology for Initiates. Great fucking book.
Okay.
Pappas is a theosophist. I'm not a big fan of theosophy, but I do like a lot of theosophical authors. You know, I think theosophy, especially Blavatsky, basically just hijacked ancient esotericism and rebranded
Mhm.
it. And what's up?
I think your video was entitled Blavatsky is a fraud.
Yeah, my video, my most
Fraudtard
popular
or something
video,
like that.
Blavatsky is a fraud and theosophy sucks, is the most popular video on my channel. And I
Mhm.
stand by that. That does, theosophy sucks, but theosophists, the authors, they don't suck. You know, they preserved and you know, developed some good knowledge. But
Oh yeah.
theosophy, in
Well,
my opinion, is a fucking
and
joke.
you're not gonna get an argument from me because I'm on the anthroposophic side of it. So
Nice.
Care
Yeah.
Bear, what's up, girl? Care Bear has the same birthday as me, and we share the same birthday, and we all get a great birthday wish that day. Woo woo!
there's some
She
people in chat I'm not seeing here.
is
And
a
sorry if
mother
I'm
of
flickering,
twins.
guys. I don't know why I'm flickering. Something with my
You're
refresh
good.
rate or something.
She's a Gemini, and she has twin kids.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
That's fascinating. Talk
That's
about
I bet that's an
destiny.
interesting chart.
Can we talk about or just we don't have to talk about it now if you guys are still on a thread of thought. I'm sorry if I just did I just
Oh
interrupt
no.
somebody?
No, I was gonna just tell him to check the chat. Just look at the tab of StreamYard itself, and you can see the chat is like embedded on the bottom right of the video on StreamYard, and that's got chat from my YouTube, Esperanza's YouTube, your YouTube, and your X all shows up on the bottom right of the screen there.
Ah, I see here. I
And
just
it's
okay. Once I went over to because nothing was showing up in chat, so I had Esperanza's chat up, but now I've got comments and it's got the whole chat. Okay.
yeah, oh yeah, that's even better. The comments thing, that's perfect. Yeah, but yeah, Esperanza, go ahead. What you want to and also the fixed stars we can go back to too. But what do you want to ask about?
Yeah, I was gonna ask about going back to the fixed stars.
God bless. Let's get it.
So could we talk about Aldebaran?
Yeah, sure. Specifically, what?
Well, it's opposite Antares. And it also has, I wanted to know what your take was on the vibe, because with that being with the sun during this full moon, for me, like I said, one of my like highlights of this moon, and you know, you guys, I should prep and prepare like so that my thoughts are more cohesive, but they're just not. And I just sort of just roll. But when I was talking about what I saw at the moon right then, the vibe that comes forth for me, even though Mars isn't directly involved, is Martian energy. And Sagittarius can be like a rallying cry too. Sagittarian energy can be like, you know, like the horseman in the front, like kind of like leading you know what I mean? Like it can kind of be like that kind of like what like rally energy too, but with that Martian take on it. There's a picture of Aldebaran with that like black thing with like the red star, if people want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, sure. Throw it up.
Oh, I throw it up?
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, if you want to, if you have it, do you have it or no?
Yeah, it's
If
right
not, it's
here.
all
It's in
good.
your thingy.
Oh, this right there.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. My bad. I got you. So Aldebaran Hayden. Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
this is,
red.
yep, beautiful. Very, very few red stars.
And what do you know about Aldebaran? I know that again, its favorable aspects are short-lived. But it does have some favorable aspects. What do you know about it?
Well, it's just that it conveys power and authority are like the biggest things. And what I would say is like if we have a sun conjunct this during a full moon, in Trump's sign,
Yeah,
I don't know. I could see him beating the war drums because again, not to get off of
like
Aldebaran. Sorry, go ahead.
like we were just saying, yeah.
Yeah, like you said, strong like bull. We have a very stubborn Mars. Trump may not want to retreat out of Iran. Maybe we see boots on the ground. He feels empowered and supercharged by the sun conjunct Aldebaran during a full moon, and then the moon being in Sagittarius with the association of long journeys. Could that be troop deployments? Because that's what a long journey is. People think in astrology, long journeys are like, oh, my trip to Disney World for a week. Not really. Long journeys, traditionally anyway, are more like stays in other countries or at least far away towns, provinces, states, or counties
Yeah.
for a
Or like
very extended.
pilgrimages. Like,
That's exactly it. Yes.
and I feel also that there might be an overabundance of optimism towards these sort of military actions or sort of rallying actions or any kind of it doesn't necessarily have to be with the military. It could be with religion. It could be with like any groups of people that get rallied. Any types of sheeps that get herded. It could apply. But or
And I think
cows
there's a theme with like,
since with the Taurus energy,
and if
being
correct me if
activated
I'm
here with
wrong, but
Mars, right?
isn't it the eye of the bull too, the bull's
Mm-hmm.
eye? So I
Yes. Yes,
think
it
that you
is.
could you
Or
could
no,
even
I'm
make like,
sorry. It's the heart. This is the heart of the bull.
oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, the eye of the bull is well, I can't remember. I could be wrong. I could be
I
wrong.
thought it was I mean, we can look really quick, but I was only gonna
Yeah.
tie in the allegory of like especially with talking about like strikes and stuff like that. Like there's like that bullseye energy that comes into it, and then there's the physicality. You could totally bring something in with that.
Yeah. Okay, so
Yeah, it's the eye of the
Aldebaran,
bull.
I have Aldebaran is a fixed star in the constellation Taurus. It comes from Arabic. It is part of the winter hexagon and lies in the open star cluster of the Hyades, though it's not considered a physical member of it. Other names include Cor Tori, heart of the bull, Parisium, and Palisium. So I don't know. I have heart of the bull. Heart of the bull, eye of the bull, something in the
I
bull.
only
Interesting.
remembered
Yeah,
that
it is.
because I have that Pleiadian connection I told you about for my awakening. So I was like, is my whole life a lie? Because I was always like, oh, the eye of the bull. It's like that's where it's at.
Yeah, it looks like an eye to me.
Yeah, I always thought it was the eye of the bull, and then Antares is the heart of the scorpion in the scorpion's chest. Very clearly the heart of the scorpion.
Yeah,
for
that is
Antares.
for sure. No, this looks
Yeah.
like the eye of the bull to me. I don't know why it says that.
Yeah, and if you Google eye of the bull, it pops up with a whole bunch of shit for Aldebaran too. But the internet's all over the place. But yeah,
I
bullseye is
agree.
a fucking great link there, bro. I like that. Especially giving Sagittarius, dude. That's how cool is that,
Oh yeah,
Sagittarius,
definitely.
the centaur
shooting.
going for the target, bullseye. Ooh, man. That's a very interesting connection right there.
With what I was going to say too is like the overabundance of optimism could lead people over the cliff. And speaking of the Fool card, which I attribute to Aries energy because it's impetuous and it just starts things and just goes off and just doesn't have a freaking care in the world, like Ramblin' Mike's tarot would say, Geronimo, here we go. Like let's do this. They're not thinking, they're going, right? They're not thinking, they're doing. they're acting like they're starting off and they have that youthful, but I also think the Fool has Gemini vibes too. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that can both be true for me. A lot of things can be true for me, right? But I also think that there could be an amplification of an overabundance of optimism, especially with leaders. For specifically, I was thinking Trump as you were talking about that, Merlin, because with Jupiter going into Leo too, you know, and then inflating that all of those placements even more so. Even though Regulus is technically astrologically, I think technically Regulus right now has gone to 0 degrees Virgo, but still. He's a 29-degree Leo ascendant, right?
Trump,
Yeah,
yes, yep.
yeah,
Anoretic, crazy placement, but
dude.
such a Leo. You know, a Trump's ascendant degree really made me completely just disregard cusps as complete horseshit because he is such a Leo. He's not a cusp of anything. He's
He's
pure
not a cusp
Leo.
of anything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
you're gonna say he's a Virgo rising?
right? Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Yeah.
When I say
quite
this
No.
as a Virgo rising, I'm like, no, he's not. He's not a Virgo rising.
Oh my God. Well, I think that sort of like for me, I just wanted to like see what your guys' takes were on these fixed stars because they're so close to our bodies that we're talking about. You
Sure,
know?
yeah.
And they shell, yeah. So cute. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I like the
Oh,
stars.
that's
definitely.
longer.
I know. I love it. We should put shells in the chat. I'll put shells in the chat, you guys. And taco shells, because it's Taco Tuesday. Happy Taco
It
Tuesday, you
is.
guys. What were you eating, Merlin? You were having a snack.
Oh yeah, I mean when I came home I made like a little bit of rice bowl, like rice, egg, and broccoli. So
Yummy.
yeah, with some it had some yum yum sauce in there actually. So yeah.
Ooh, yum
Yeah.
yum sauce.
Big fan. Big fan. Gotta spice it up a little bit.
Shells and tacos, like that looks like I'm just putting like vag. That's like what those which also applies.
Vash is in the chat.
Vag is in the chat. Alongo puts oranges. I put tacos.
Lamb's in the chat.
Oh my
Oh my
goodness.
goodness.
Yeah.
Well, did you want to tell us about temperance or Raffi? Do you have any insights on more moon? What do you guys think?
Well, I keep like looking back at the chart, and I really think I covered everything I wanted to say on the
I think I
chart
need lip
itself.
gloss.
I don't think I'm missing any any placements.
We could always throw. Thank you for putting it like
I do want
to
to say I'm sorry. I got this flickering going on, but my lights aren't flickering anywhere. So it's like a refresh rate thing. I don't know. And then I realized I was mirrored this whole time. Like my screen was mirrored. So I just flipped it.
My screen's mirrored.
Your lights aren't flickering? That's wild, dude. Yeah, that's definitely because it looked like a fucking rave at your house. I was like, yo, Raffi is fucking vibing.
I know, right?
now.
Like I'm over here, like people probably think I'm like tweaking or something.
He's club. Yeah, you guys really like the dance floor, huh? Like, holy shit.
Indeed, we do.
I only noticed this with my last video I made. Well, the video this morning I made. I'm like, oh, why am I flickering? I'll figure it out. And yeah, so I'm gonna have to figure this out. It's got to be.
I'm gonna show you guys. I'm flickering.
Ooh, hey! Oh, you low key have been painting your nails, huh?
Well,
what were you doing? I saw you doing something beauty related. I wasn't like.
Was I doing it here on the show?
I swear I saw you like messing with something.
I had my lip gloss.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah. I get, I'm very dehydrated. Cause like I don't drink water, y'all. Like I'm not convinced on this whole water situation that everybody tries to talk about water. You know me, Raffi. It's PBR or nothing.
I'm
gonna start reminding you to hydrate because I'm always hydrated.
I'm just kidding. It's not always PBR. Right now it's tea, but I don't drink a lot of water. So my lips get dry, everything gets dry. So I gotta reapply.
So
what do we see?
This is Trump's chart, and someone in one of your guys' chat asked, "Is his Mars in Leo too?" And yeah, Trump has Mars on the ascendant, and he is a fucking firecracker, obviously. So, such a wild chart. Sun conjunct North Node, Saturn conjunct Venus. Lots of problems with relationships, obviously. Yeah. Very
He's got
interesting.
the same
Jupiter in
Jupiter
the second,
placement as
he's
me,
rich.
which comes
Yeah,
in handy. That second house Jupiter in Libra comes in handy.
that's a blessing. That's a blessing. You have a Libra Jupiter as well?
Yeah, second house Libra Jupiter, just like him.
Nice. Let's go.
I like
Yeah.
it. It's like, hey, it definitely makes me not struggle a lot, but
Yeah. You have
Mercury
what
in
you need.
Cancer makes a lot of sense, especially with Jupiter having gone through Cancer over his Mercury, further amplifying the mouth.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I've
Yeah,
never
man.
actually
Well,
like looked at his chart like myself. Like I've seen Robert do it a while ago there, but I don't know, man. I'll look at y'all's chart though. Hey, click and
yeah,
get
I've
a
got his chart
reading.
here too here. Well, and then and then he's got the Uranus up there in Gemini. He's in a Uranus return right now. So like he's much more volatile. I mean, he already was volatile, was Uranian, like as an individual, besides his mercurialness, But like and there's that relationship between Mercury and Uranus, conceptually anyway. But yeah, like he's very Uranian. Like that's the thing with him. And then that's like aspecting that Jupiter. It's in trine to his Jupiter and his Chiron. So it's like, especially in a Uranus return, it's like all these things around really, like if you look at the themes of that Jupiter placement of always having what he needs, always having the connections from people, always getting bailed out, monetarily and stuff like that. And the
Yes.
Chiron around it, like the way they try to come after him. It's now like he's coming, it's not being aspected in the transit wise, but natally it's aspected and he's in the return of that Uranus right there. And so it just like makes him way too freaking volatile right now. And then he's like wishy-washy with his relationships and deals too. You see that too. He'll like burn that shit down. He'll just totally disrupt it.
And he was born during a fucking full moon. Talk about the timing. He has a Sag full moon in this chart. That's actually crazy.
Wasn't he born during an eclipse too? Or am I wrong?
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Damn
it looks
near.
like it. Because, yeah, moon, sun conjunct North Node. It looks like it, yeah. That's wild.
I think I have to open a window. The computer's like overheating.
Getting too hot. It's
I
getting
feel
hot
you.
in here. Yeah.
I know I always, whenever I stream, I end up just turning the thermostat down like way too low because I don't want the fan on and all that. But I've got like a gaming laptop that I've got my monitors wired to and like all my shit.
Nice.
So it'll just be like, let's go.
Wow.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah. And
intense.
then some of these like this I mean, and you can always I'm sharing this right now too if you want to, but
Yeah, sure. I'll throw it right up for you.
because I know I mentioned the Germany thing just while we're kind of tying up loose ends. I'm like, I might as well kind of touch on this, but we've even got the that Uranus return here that's going into the chart of Germany right now. So this is the 1949 chart after, of course, World War II. And so we're starting to hit these aspects, but that sun's at 3 degrees, and I'm wondering what happens when we get within
I lost his chart.
I'm sure. Is this the one you're talking about, Raffi? The one that's on the screen right now?
Oh no, I went
That's
to
Donald
let me.
Trump's.
Oh, I think I opened. Oh, whoopsies! I opened a new one. Let me share this one instead. There we go.
Is that okay? Cool.
Yeah, but with the we got that sun there at 3 degrees, and Uranus is coming up on it. I'm like, what is about to catalyze in Germany, and really any of these Germany charts you look at? Because I could go in on this, but I'll make a video and stuff. I won't like use up all our time, but like
okay.
any of these charts for Germany, they've got either like the strong Uranian energy or the strong Gemini energy. There's like something, it's like all this air sign stuff. It's all the technological stuff. This makes sense though with the Third Reich chart, having that first house Chiron, around the identity and all that.
Yeah,
really,
they were a
really see
wounded
that.
nation that was repairing themselves. After World War I, they were so they were fucking getting. I mean, it's crazy how conditions in Germany are worse now than they were pre-World War II. Maybe that's an exaggeration. I don't think so, though. We talk about like Weimar Republic and the degeneracy going on and everything. It's like things are pretty grim in Europe, just in general right now. Like literally getting invaded by Muslims, just straight up, dude. It's fucking crazy over there, man.
And I didn't know if this was some type of hype with the news, but France, I know they just had that whole thing where it what was it, the Zyn pouches, you know, the nicotine pouches. You
What
can
happened with
get
that?
like a fine, a super expensive fine of thousands, or actual prison time. But I'm like, well, like I just read it on X. I gotta like look into that, but you know. But I don't know. People were talking about that. They're like,
For being in possession of those?
yeah, apparently. It sounds a
Weird.
bit out there though, so I'm like, I don't know, like if that's like the full story.
In Britain, they're making it illegal for people who are born, who are like not 18 yet. They will never be able to smoke, apparently. Like it's just like they've banned tobacco
Dang.
and or nicotine products for people younger than 18. That way it's like they could never start, allegedly, or some shit like that.
Well, maybe that's going to play into, I mean, this is a silly thought, but it's a Gemini sun, even though it's a Sagittarius full moon. But this is a silly thought, but that could also play into some of the themes that we were talking about earlier about like changes in religion, surprising like shifts, because like tobacco is sacred, you know, to a lot of religions. And just like how some people sort of like changed their religion when certain mandates were proposed back in 2020, certain people like used religion or changed their own religion so they could have a religious excuse to do or not do certain things. Maybe tobacco will have to be available to people for religious means.
Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Like
I mean,
I know people that would change their religion for a freaking smoke.
yeah, it's a tobacco. It gets such a bad rap. Not that I'm saying whatever, but like, you know, there. It's like I think it's the additives that go into the cigarettes that really fucking get you.
Yeah.
I think, but I've never smoked a cigarette a
Yeah.
day in my fucking life, so I wouldn't even know.
There's
I've
something
smoked
about
cigarettes.
tobacco, like actual just tobacco. Like, and it's really only been when I've hanging out with like native people or something like that. But getting into some of the deepest conversations, smoking tobacco with people, like that's
Nice.
there is something there with that.
I just smoked tobacco like 2-3 days ago. I was doing chores out at my friend's place and we were moving hoop houses and she smokes tobacco like rolled in the, you know, and I'm like it to me it seems like a good idea when someone else is doing it. Then I want to do it too. But then like the next morning, I always wake up and I'm like, like what the fuck did I do yesterday? And I have like 2 puffs. Like I'll just have like 2, you know, but it is good. Like I like those 2 puffs. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
Tobacco,
no,
just
I'll
like
definitely
straight
feel it.
tobacco, it's nice. It's very chill.
Yeah, I bet it is.
This is the last chart here. Just this is like the original. This is after the Holy Roman Empire. So this is the Second Reich here. But then you've got over here in Aquarius, you got that like Sun, Venus in Aquarius. You got Jupiter in Gemini there, and then you've got the sextile up here to Uranus return here, or not Uranus. I'm sorry, Neptune return here. The Neptune Aries. And then even like the return, and I would even say, look at that
So
Chiron
wait, what
return
year
they're
is
in right
this?
now. This is 1871. This
And
is for the
Neptune
second
takes
German Reich.
256 years.
What'd you say?
Neptune, how long does it take to go around? 256 years?
Yeah, but we haven't had Neptune reach the same degree as in this chart.
Yeah, because what are we at now? Like 1? And this is at 19. I can't really see.
Like, it's
That
pretty
says
early. It's
19.
like I think it's the first 3 degrees or something for Neptune right now, somewhere in there. Here, I can share this one. It's a little bigger. But yeah, and then I mean, I was just kind of like showing a couple of them since I had them here. Like we don't need to go deep on him or anything like that.
I love that you give us like the little preview, little drips.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I didn't realize what a task this would be to go into these charts because there's just a certain way I got to look at it. And then also they made, if you look up here in the top left, it's kind of small, but really it was founded in Versailles, actually. Like that's where they came up with the charter itself and all that, like for the Second Reich. So it's like weird to do it in there. And then there's even debates. And I'm reading what is I need to look up this name here because I think Merlin would really like this. It's like right
Care
here.
Bear has a question. I think it's pretty relevant. How did
yeah.
you decide what time to use for the charts?
Oh yeah, actually, that's just what I was gonna say. Is I'm going back to it right here. Not that I used AI, but AI gave me a good reference here. The I think it's Campion's charts. Yeah, Campion's Book of World Horoscopes. So he goes like he's got all of these back and forth. I had to tab over and look. He's got all of these, like obviously all these world charts, but then he goes into the debates between different charts that people use. And then so I looked at Campion's official, and then I went to like Reddit and different like people and astrologers going back and forth on what time to use versus, and this is for all three of these charts, by the way, but what time to use and like location too, because there's the location thing right here, especially with the Second Reich chart. There's the location, like, oh, should we do it in Germany? And should it be like when the law took effect versus when the actual constitution was drafted, or you know, like all of that. So it kind of went into the nitty gritty, and I decided on these. That was how I got to that for sure. But Campion's was a big thing too, because he's highly regarded.
Well, his name means champion.
I know it's like CAMP. Right?
Campion.
I have it right here. I'm like, but, oh yeah, I guess it is like French, right? Yeah, well, CAMPION. Book of World Horoscopes. But yeah, and he said it was done in the hall. It was the Hall of Mirrors ceremony.
Merlin's fading.
I'm good. I was just one yawn. I'm sorry. My apologies.
No yawns on a Sag full moon. Get this man a party favor.
But what are you guys? How are you guys feeling? Do we want to
sparkling you right now?
Thank you. I appreciate. I'm revitalized. I'm good. Yeah.
Revitalize my throat chakra and my third eye. I feel fucking great.
Oh, my boy Merlin's copper maxing. I love it.
Oh yeah, dude. This is like one of the best purchases ever. It's so fucking cool. When I fill this thing up at like in my fridge or whatever, I feel like, and like when the water hits the copper, I feel like an electric current on my fingers that are holding the bottle. It's so fucking cool.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it just shows.
Do you talk
like,
to your water?
I don't, but I don't yell at it either. So
you don't yell at it?
I'm kind of neutral with it.
I'm a good water bearer. I don't yell at it.
Yeah. You know,
I don't copper maxing right here. If you can see it.
Nice.
Just on
dude. Copper maxing is where it's at, bro. Like, have you guys? I assume Esperanza. I mean, I assume you guys both know about like electroculture and shit like that.
Electroculture?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what copper is. It's just like copper is so conductive. It like fucking harnesses the energy in the ether.
Right now.
There you go. I should copper my hair. I need zinc for that shit.
Oh yeah, we've got a question in chat here. Where did you get your copper cup or copper thermos?
Amazon.
All right.
I think it was like 20 or 30 bucks. It's not too bad and so worth it. I've had this thing for years and it's still great. And honestly, the water tastes so fucking good. Like I have like just like a regular fucking fridge with a filter, which is probably like mid for water filtration. But like, dude, the water out of the copper cup just tastes so good. It's actually insane. So yeah, worth every penny.
I should get one of those because like the water at the farm where I work, it's like it's the best water. It's like when it sits still, it gets bubbly.
Nice.
You know, it's like legit, and like I should put it in that, and it would be very earthy, very good for my spirit. But then again, I don't really drink water, so.
Yeah, water might be a psyop, you know, like because it's almost like
Water's a
you should
fucking psyop.
you should do the opposite of all the advice, right? If they say get the boop boop, don't get the boop boop. They say drink 8 ounces or 8 gallons of water a day. Drink 0 water per day. You know, fucking milk max. Who knows? You know, maybe we should be alcohol maxing. You know, maybe that's
Hello, and I'm doing just fine. Thank you very much.
There you go.
A lot
Yeah,
of salt. You know, I wouldn't say. You know, I can handle my drink though. I'll tell you what.
sure. Yeah.
Oh my, yeah, I've seen your chart, and I know you can handle your drink.
Freaking Neptune retrograde in the 6th. Yeah.
Oh shit.
I could go for beer just about every day. You betcha.
Right.
You betcha.
I know
And I
for
live
me
in
it's like
Wisconsin,
I'll
which
drink
happens
like
to be like a
twice a
second
year, and I'm
Germany.
like solid.
Yeah, I can do it. I can and will and have and do. And it's a Sagittarius full moon. But I do think like with Ceres making aspects, I can't remember. She was getting near to that conjunction with Sedna and Uranus. And so I think there might be some surprising revelations in terms of like, oh yeah, and then making the aspects to the South Node too, that like we were saying before about like healthcare or cutting out certain things, or even people doing like a little bit of a cleanse after this moon type energy.
That's
Oh
crazy,
yeah.
dude. Me and my friend were both talking about doing a fucking. I do this gallbladder cleanse. It's if you've not done one before, I highly recommend. You know, it's fucking sick. This guy Andreas Moretz, he has a book on it and a lot of YouTube videos. It's everybody's got stones in their gallbladder or their gallbladder, not your ball bladder, but your gallbladder.
Well, potato, potato.
Yeah, exactly. One in Rome.
Uranus.
I feel like I've heard that guy's name before, actually.
Oh, dude, yeah, he's big in the health space, like, cause he's fucking legit, dude. Like, you know, and not to get too graphic with the cleanses, but like, you know, there's a while where it's not even just like anything waste anymore. It's just like the stones come out, and it's like you could just see them, and it's like, what the fuck, bro? Like you have so many gallbladder stones, it's crazy.
Dang.
So I'm talking about like
Actually, don't curse me like that. Don't curse me like that.
You might okay,
have
my bad. I'm
so
sure
many
you have none.
gallbladders.
Everyone else has hundreds, but you have none, I'm sure.
Zero.
Oh my god. No,
My
well,
gallbladder is just as
that's a
squeaky
cleanse I'd
clean
be
as my
interested in.
personality.
Dude, it's a good cleanse too, because the way you prep for it is like you just drink apple juice. Like you drink like I buy like these fucking big bottles of apple juice. You drink like it's like whatever, like 8 cups, 12 cups a day. It's like 3 of these fucking big bottles of apple juice over the course of a week, and then you take your fucking meds to like, you know, your laxatives or whatever it is, and then you get rid of the stones, and that's it. It's a super easy cleanse, and like talk about results, man. It's pretty good.
Well, you heard it here first. This is for entertainment purposes only. We neither
Yes,
condone nor suggest any type of medical advice. But
yeah. No, I'm not a
we
doctor.
we fucks around with some apple juice though. I
Yeah,
fucks with apple juice. I'm not kidding.
and don't listen to me. I'm mentally retarded, so I mean, it's all good.
Gotta
I
listen to
cleansed a lot
everybody.
just from fasting, but there's like little things where I'm like I can't really like cleanse this with just fasting, I feel like. And that's like one of the things where I'm like, oh yeah, like that's a cleanse I'd want to do.
Yeah,
Fasting schmasting. I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I'm skinny and I'm freaking hungry.
that's a
Are
good
you a
combination.
generator in human design?
Hmm?
Are you a generator in human design?
I don't know. You know, I don't really know about human design like that, like at all. Like I pretty much like just know about tarot and like the astrology that we practice.
Oh yeah, I should have looked at that. That's kind of like the next thing I want to go down into because I'm better than most at human design. And I've noticed like you try talking to a generator about fasting, they're like, fuck no. Like I'm like, okay, man, hey. Like
I'm hungry. And I'm first world. I'm not gonna not eat until I have to not. Then they'll pry the PBR out of my clenched fist and the food. Like
Oh my
I used
goodness.
to do stuff like that when I was like in my like mid 20s, like to through my 30s, maybe early 30s or something. When I was your age, way back when, I used to do those fasts and cleanses and all that jazz. Look where it got me. Old. But I mean, hey, I made it. So far, so
So you like PBRs? That's your drink?
Mhm.
Okay, right on.
Yeah. So now you
Yeah,
know
that's
about
true.
her.
I
That
like
tells you everything you
ciders,
need to
bro.
know, Merlin.
Yeah, that says a lot for sure. But I mean, I drink bitch drinks, bro. I'll admit that. I love a margarita, and I like fucking Angry Orchards, bro. I could down some Angry
Oh,
Orchards
Angry
and
Orchard's
fucking
good.
party, dude. Angry Orchards, it's like apple juice with a little bit of extra flavor in there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They're very
I
sweet for
really
me.
like
I don't like sweet.
a gin and grapefruit seltzer.
Nice.
Oh, that sounds
Like,
yummy. I
mhm.
can do that. Like sometimes, Merlin, I
Mhm.
put the apple juice with the beer. And Raffi, that is something that they do in Germany.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to play on an ultimate. Do you guys know what ultimate frisbee is?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
I used to play on an ultimate frisbee team, and like the Germans that were on our team and stuff, because that was overseas back a long time ago.
Oh
But
yeah.
like they served that, they would put you like half a glass of cardinal beer, which is like just the normal everyday beer, kind of like PBR or whatever. Half cardinal, half apple juice, and you drink that after your workout. Oof, it was perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. Beer is
Yeah,
one
those
of the
Germans.
only drinks and only foods that has like naturally occurring trace minerals of like vitamin B, zinc, vitamin K. Like there's a lot of replenishing nutrients. I'm just beer maxing over here. Sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm from
think
Wisconsin.
thinking beer is bad might be a psyop. Like water being good, possible psyop. Beer being bad, the other side of that psyop.
I could have like
Possibly.
past life problems, like from the plague or whatever. I'd be like, the beer is safer than the water, y'all. I'm just saying.
I like to
Yeah.
well, I feel like a lot of people like drink all this water, but they don't have any electrolytes. You know what I mean? And that's kind of my thing is like I don't want to be like drinking water and then I'm like peeing 15 minutes later constantly all day. Like I'll get my electrolytes in and I'll just kind of like keep it going, and then just stay hydrated. That's kind of at least when we're talking about the psyop, I feel like that's totally a part of it.
You want to see a water psyop, bro? You guys seen this
Oh,
water before?
yeah.
goodness gracious.
Who
I have
would
no idea why
drink
people
this?
buy this.
Yeah,
Why would
bro,
you
it's like-
buy that? My friend's son was drinking that. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, they were on sale. I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
just like
because you're like that's a good point. The no electrolytes thing, bro. Because like if you're just adding water, what if the water has negative things? Like you want to add positive things to your body. Bad water is worse than no water in a lot of
well,
situations. Not a doctor, not medical advice, but just kind of spitballing here. Going with the
and
psyop.
having the ions in it, like
Mhm.
the
and
Mhm.
even just, oh, I'm sorry, I cut you.
Oh, that was it.
Freaking the label itself. Like we all know about Masaru Emoto's work. Like you put the name hate on water, it changes the molecules to look all fucking gnarly. You put the liquid death on the. Do you think the water likes that? Water don't like
Right.
that.
That's crazy. So if you write the word hate, it makes the water change.
Yeah, don't you know Masaru Emoto's work?
No, that's fucking dope though.
Oh yeah,
I've
go ahead and look his ass up.
Sorry.
MASAU.
Sorry.
No.
Emoto.
Emoto. Well,
It'll
close
correct
enough.
it. It'll
There you
correct
go.
it. It's automatic. It's Google. It's all good. Yeah. Oh, you make me sick. Look at that shit. The
Yeah.
consciousness of
I
water.
cannot believe. Well,
Well, I knew
even
about
gave
the
Merlin a nugget today. Look at this.
I know nothing. Yeah, that's
Oh,
sick
shoot.
because I know
I
about
thought
like
I was
how
getting all my nuggets the other way.
sound affects water,
Mhm.
but just wait. So
100%.
is that him saying it or writing it?
Either or. They've
Okay.
done tests. They've tested both.
That's
They've
fucking
tested both.
wild.
Yeah, I think the picture technically shows like the saying it, but he, like you said, he's done both. Because I know there's the one where they like they write it on a piece of paper and put it on like the bottle or something.
Dude, that's exactly it. And like we literally are in water. You want to get deep, water is just wet air. Like wet air, water. We're
Yeah.
in air. Because
yeah,
air has moisture, so we're literally surrounded by moisture constantly. And our bodies are made up of largely water.
yeah, we are water.
Yeah, that's why it's so funny. Like that, I think most Christians get it wrong. Like this life is the baptism in water. Like that's what we're living in right now. I think
I
so
totally
anyway.
agree with that.
Yeah, Emoto claimed that water was a blueprint for our reality. Yeah, dude. And that emotional energies and vibrations could change its physical structure. His water crystal experiments consisted of it. It's crazy how people like this. Yeah, because okay, I know what the sound thing, but not the writing thing. But dude, this shit's so crazy, and people still just like they'll just go like, yeah, but who's playing football tonight? It's like what?
Well, I
You know?
do a lot of that too. Go Bears. Shout out Bears. But something simple that I do sometimes in the morning or anytime that I think about it, I'll do it right now. So I got my little tea in here.
Mhm.
Thank you, tea. I love you, tea. Thank you, tea.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you for helping me out with your adaptogens and like
I love your
whatever, you know,
jubilance.
because I
I'm
have
always in
ashwagandha in
awe of
here.
your jubilance, Esperanza.
The water likes it, I bet. It can't hurt. It might not help, but it can't hurt, right?
Right.
I tell my cats that I love them a lot, and they seem to like me. So, but I also feed them. So
This type of energy is
Facts.
reminding me of a story that I was going to talk about, and then I like totally forgot. But now it's bringing it back. So hopefully it doesn't seem too off topic. But
go ahead.
this weekend, well, and like as a little bit of a background, you know, like it's like obviously I'm a gay man. I don't fuck with the gay community. Like I'm just so good on that energy, and it's been like that for a long time ever since I moved out here, like over 10 years ago. But I had some friends that have been pestering me for years to go to the gay club. And I was like, I just want this off my plate. So I'm going to go, whatever. Like they're paying for me to go. Like there's literally nothing for me to lose. So I'm like, okay, let me just go and everything. And man, like the amount of just mental health issues I was seeing like moving around in there. And it was just, oh my God, the energy was just so bad, guys. And then I really
Ooh, for
wonder.
real? It was really.
I mean, like it was so like it was like people were having fun, but you know, it's the kind of like Piscean type of fun, or like maybe even
Man.
Scorpionic kind of fun, where
Yeah, and there
it's
was
just getting
probably
into
literally
like
fog, like
yeah, it
the
was
DJ
the
fog.
fogginess or like the fixation kind of stuff from like on the Scorpio angle of it. But I'm going in there and like cool, I'm like getting all sorts of attention, and that's nice and that's flattering and all that stuff. But everyone knows each other there. And so by extension, like everyone is like fucking each other. You know what I mean? And I'm just sitting here like, this is why there's such mental health issues in the gay community. I don't like speak about this all the time. I think being gay is the least interesting thing about me, if I'm being quite honest. But no, like I'm sitting here like, do you guys not realize this is kind of like the issue here is that like I'm in a big city here. Everyone here is like knowing each other that's here. I'm like the new guy who comes in and they're like moths to a flame. And it's just like this is why like I'm over here with Christ and I'm like doing my thing, and then you can't even talk like religion with any of these people. It's like, oh, it's almost like you're metaphorically holding up a crucifix to them, and they're just like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, holy shit. It just took me on a trip, you know, and like I did take mushrooms before I went in, so I was already on like some good energy,
So
you know, like
perhaps
because
you
I was
were
having a
already
good
on a
time and I
trip.
still noticed this. So I was just like, holy shit. But I just wanted to kind of share that because I'm just like, what the fuck is like going on right now? Are we gonna have, and this is kind of gets into similar feelings of what I have about the Black community right now, and just like I'm just kind of in this place like, how long is it going to take? Can we like save the Black community? Can we save the gay community like from all of this kind of
Yeah,
stuff? And it's just kind of tying in
I
with
don't
all
think
this
it's like
energy
really that
stuff
much
because
of a
I
common
definitely
thread for
felt like
people
the energy
anymore.
from that, and it was even residual on me for like the next day. I'm like, oh gosh, like I got to take like 3 showers.
You bring up a lot of good points. I think demon energy is ramping up. I think that like as people become more aware, things become a little bit more inflamed, and that could be Mars energy too, just sort of actively inflaming. Neptune and Aries. That's probably Neptune and Aries right there. Aries is so masculine, so let's fuck, so like bang, 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 literally and figuratively. And Neptune is also like Piscean, that fog, that vibe, but it also rules over disease and germs and spreading things through, you know,
Yeah. Well, we know
right?
about
Like,
that in
Mhm.
that community, so.
so there's probably a reason why a lot of the same people keep talking to each other because they have like the same germs. And then
Mhm.
they're like, Raffi, come, come share
Yeah, it
germs.
was. I did have one good
Make out
conversation
with
though,
me.
because I was standing waiting. I wasn't drinking or anything, but I was standing waiting with my friend for her to get a drink. And behind me, like people started talking about astrology and stuff. And then they were over here like talking about like thinking all Geminis are crazy and stuff, but then they gave all their placements. And I was just like, oh well, like this is why you kind of think Geminis are crazy and like try this and that. Like this is like what Geminis are really like and all that. But it was a good conversation and stuff like that. And I definitely hit on some love stuff with the person, gave out my card. So there were good conversations, but that was like the only good one out of a sea of just like, holy moly, what am I dealing with right now?
I went to a show last Sunday and it was amazing. Amazing vibes, complete different opposite experience of,
Yeah.
yeah, like everybody was so like punk, but everybody was also so just like clean. Like at least
Oh,
the
nice.
way that I perceived their vibes
Like
was,
energetically clean, yeah. Well, I
I
think the
mean,
universe is pretty good with keeping me like in my day to day, walking around talking to service workers. I always have great experiences. So it's like if that's my one bad experience, like over months and months and months, like I'm okay with it, and it's teaching me something. So
well, and you didn't really want to go and you went and now you remembered. You're like,
yeah,
"Oh, yeah, that's why I don't go."
yeah.
That's why you practice temperance.
there you go.
Hmm.
This is
I like that.
Sag energy, Jupiterian energy, balance, mixing maybe the water with the wine, maybe not just having just the PBRs, but also having a tea every now and again. These irises look like the irises that are over at my friend's house where I was doing those chores the other day. Um, she has like a little lily pond like that, and I did my Quick Hits Tarot reading over there. Oh yeah, by the way, let me plug Quick Hits
Look,
Tarot every Monday through Friday, early in the morning. I drop a video with a few tarot cards and some astrology insights. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. I know a lot of you already have, so thanks a lot. What do you have to say about temperance there, Mr. Merlin? Or Raffi? Do you have a temperance, Raffi, or you want to borrow mine? Oh, there she is.
I'm trying to remember. Do you know what was it? Was it the new moon in Sag that we went on that deep dive with temperance?
Yes, with the flamingos being 1.4 meters long.
Oh
And
yeah.
there was like a comment like, and Merlin pointed out during that live stream that they were talking about three flamingos that were 1.4 meters long, beak to foot, tip to beak or something like that. And then he mentioned that it was pi, the number
yeah,
pi,
3.14. Yeah.
3.14.
Yeah, that's
If
right.
I
It was
Oh yeah,
recall.
legit.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. Dude, oh, that's crazy. I remember the walk that I was on now because I was literally walking around the block listening to you guys when I made that comment. That's fucking wild, man.
All comes
Yeah,
back around.
it sure does.
We
Yeah,
go
and for
from,
everyone watching, this is like astrology in action right here,
yeah, it all
Yeah.
comes back around. And
seeing it
I
come full circle.
shout out both of you. I went from fangirling both of you to now like here we are, you know? Like I
That's
feel
life.
like we're colleagues. You
I know
know?
I only been on like on Roberts and you were just like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm talking to a celebrity. You like
I
really pumped me up. I'm
fangirled.
like, oh shoot, like I was just like
I fangirl his chat so hard. Scrubbies. You saw me meet. Did you go out to sushi with us?
not to sushi, but I was down in the lobby with you guys
Wait,
eating.
not sushi, I mean the Brazilian barbecue. Did you go to the Brazilian
Was that in the
barbecue?
hotel?
No, it was like out like it was like I forget what the place is called, but do you know where they, for you,
Yeah, yeah.
Merlin, this is like disgusting.
It's okay.
But they take like pieces of meat and cut it right at the table and stuff, and they have like all these different kinds of like barbecue, and it's like a huge thing, whatever. Well, anyway, yeah, never mind. I thought you were there.
What I like about the temperance card, by the way, is you guys were saying it's Sagittarian card too. And like I'm a ninth houser, so I've got like a lot of Sagittarius. I also have my North Node in Sag. I've got a lot of this Sagittarian energy running in me. But then also I like the Aquarian energy in that card with like the water bearing aspect of it. And I've got a lot of Aquarian energy too. Like I got 11th house stuff. I've got heavy Aquarius stuff, just placements in there too. And so this is like a card that I get when I'm going too far in one direction. Earlier, when I talked about these Virgo eclipses that we've been having, that was a time where like not even that specific time because there were a few of them, but those were times where I was getting the temperance card, and it was about kind of getting my daily routine under control, not going too far with my health because my health was becoming more and more of my daily routine. It was taking away from from daily work that I could be doing, or all these different things, and now I'm actually seeing where curtailing that, we're pulling back on that, we're having the temperance came in to allow me to have other things come into my life.
And there's a distinction between the balance that we find in the temperance card and the balance that we find in justice. Like we were talking about earlier with the justice energy. That's cut and dry. That's facts. Temperance is a different kind of balance. Temperance is like more of a blend, more of an alchemical balance. What would you say, Merlin?
Well, what sticks out to me first is like the symbol on her chest is really cool. Let me get the pen up there. Like this right here, it's a triangle, and Jupiter is so associated with the trine because I've got videos and like describe whatever, Jupiter trines his retrogressions, meaning right now Jupiter is going to enter Leo this year. That means if Jupiter's in Leo, he's going to start retrogressing when the sun enters Sagittarius and then stop retrogressing when the sun enters Aries. And it's always elemental, which is a trine, which is fucking cool. What I've got two books,
which is fucking cool.
Well, yeah, it's just like because like Jupiter exists to trine, because then like what are his domiciles? His domiciles trine the moon and trine the sun. Sagittarius, or rather, Sagittarius trines Leo, and then Pisces trines Cancer. So he everything about Sagittarius Jupiter is all about trining. But I got two books I kind of want to cross-reference a little bit, just two short passages that's cool. One from this is Aleister Crowley's General Principles of Astrology.
Oh yeah,
I knew you were gonna have to whip out that red book.
I have to. And then the other one I got, which is awesome, it's a really tiny book. It's called The Rider-Waite Pictorial Guide to the Tarot.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Just because like what I like doing is reading and then riffing a little bit. So
that's what we do.
That's it right there. So Crowley begins, he says, the card which rules over Sagittarius is called Temperance, and it represents the final operation in the great work. Talk about alchemical shit. The great work is your alchemical journey. The card shows a woman in whose girdle shines the sun. Upon her head is the crown of the 12 stars of the zodiac. Okay. Beneath her feet is the moon. Interesting. Oh, looking at the moon card, it's the same lake from the moon card.
Wow.
Fascinating. In her right hand, she bears a cup, the water from which falls upon the lion in the midst of a fire. Oh, this is a different temperance card. And in her left hand is a torch. Okay, so this is a different temperance card. There's two of them.
Yeah, he's on some Golden Dawn.
Yeah, that's definitely a different look. Okay, let's go to the Rider-Waite then. Let's pivot. There's something there. All right, it says a winged angel with the sun, with sign of the sun upon his forehead and on his breast. So this is a he is saying. Interesting. On his breast, the
Some
square. Mhm.
say that this is Archangel Gabriel, and some say that it's Archangel Michael.
Dude, the key to the tarot was in this. Dude, I'm gonna go schizo on the tarot after this card, if you don't mind, for like a second.
Oh
just
hell
'cause I
yeah,
hit
I'm
you.
here for it.
Yeah,
But
go schizo.
dude, look at the chest. It's got the 3 in the triangle and then the 4 in the square.
Yeah, so instead of the circle in the square, it's the trine in the square.
Exactly. And it's 7. 3 plus 4 is 7. That's the septenary, which is incredible.
Yeah.
Saturn. Again,
Yeah.
Saturn.
Saturn 7. And the funny thing is, Saturn, when Saturn goes retrograde, he goes back exactly 7 degrees. No more, like to the minute, 7 degrees. And then he was called Shabo by the ancient Hebrews, which means 7. And he's the 7th planet from Earth, astrologically. So everything
And
about
14
Saturn.
is 2 sevens.
Yes, it is. I speak of him in the masculine sense, but the figure is neither male nor female. It is held to be pouring the essences of life from chalice to chalice. It has 1 foot upon the earth and 1 upon the waters, thus illustrating the nature of essences. A direct path goes up to certain heights on the verge of the horizon, and above there is a great light, through which a crown is seen vaguely. Hereof is some part of the secret of eternal life, as it is possible to man and his incarnation. All the conventional emblems are renounced herein. Interesting.
Wow.
And I think it's highlighting different chakras too. You know, if you think about it in the tree of life or in the Kabbalistic tarot, which I'm not as familiar with, but if you take it to another degree, you know, the crown chakra's lit. You know what I mean? You got the lit crown chakra, you got the lit crown in the back. You know, you have the heart chakra being contained. That's interesting. I always thought about the temperance card having 1 foot on earth and 1 in the water, like being grounded enough, but also being in your emotions.
Yeah, temperance, right? And yeah, just the 7. There are 7 chakras, and 7 is embedded right in his chest. So that's a pretty fucking cool connection.
And also like the beauty, the natural beauty, but the ephemeral natural beauty, because an iris, it's yellow. It has that solar plexus chakra energy, that solar energy in general, that light that emits instead of the light that like reflects, like how they're talking about the moon water being there. But this is like more of a solar aspect of that moon water, because this is vibrating out. This isn't necessarily that absorptive, right? It's kind of like Sagittarian energy. It's not as receptive as it is.
When you guys talk about the
expressive.
alchemical journey, and then you can look at even the crown of like the sun cresting behind, and then the crown of like the head itself too, and then the path that leads between, you know, the figure and there too, and then through, you know, through temperance essentially. There's like just so many. This is why I love the Rider-Waite. Oh my god, you can just look at it for so long and pull so much
I
from it.
love it so much, and I still haven't gotten my freaking deck back. For anybody who hasn't been following my tarot saga, I have a working Rider-Waite deck that I use every single day for my quick hits tarots. You can go back through 150 videos or whatever and see this dang deck that I use all the time. One day it disappeared, gone, poof, vanished. I was like, the fairies got it. It happened when I was in Colorado.
They're tricksters, man.
So you're nowhere near it now. That sucks.
Oh, well, I mean, they'll give it back. The fairies can give it back. It doesn't have to be like Colorado fairies that like they can like interdimensionally return that to me if they want. And I don't think they want because they haven't done it. Just saying. Sorry. I went off the rails.
No, you're good. You want some schizo numerology? Not even schizo. It's just the best, man. This, oh shit, dude. This is in the tarot of the Bohemians. This is so fucking good. All right, and me and Longa were talking about this on stream this last week. but this is everything. So there are 10 cards in the minor arcana, right? All right. Well, no, there's more, but whatever. Okay. So if you look at these numbers, right, 1 is 1. And you see how this all makes sense. So 1, 4, 7, and 10 are all 1. Why is 10 the same thing as 1? Because 1 plus 0 equals 1, okay? 4, well, that's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. What is that? That's 10. That equals 1, okay? Then you take that 4, add 5, 6, and 7. So 4 plus 5, or I'm sorry, rather 4 is 1. So 1 plus 5 is 6. 6 plus 6 is 12. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 7 is 10, which is 1. I'm not right. I don't want to draw a billion fucking numbers, but I'm just kind of saying it. But does that kind of make sense? Does that follow? So okay, that's the left hand. If you take every single number in sequence in a column of 3, essentially, and just go down infinitely, the left-hand column is always 1. It's always going to reduce to 1 by those laws, if that makes sense. The second column becomes the third column. What do you mean, Merlin? That sounds fucking weird. Okay, well, how do you get 2? Well, 2 is 1, and then 2. That's 3. If you triangulate, like if you make a equilateral triangle with a base of 2, well, that's 1 dot, and that's 2 more dots. So you've got right there over here, that's an equilateral triangle.
And
Yeah,
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that
Yeah.
symbol is so pertinent right now in the UFO community.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. That's dope. But yeah, that's the triangulation of 2. That's how you triangulate numbers.
And they're
So-
triangulating everything.
Indeed
These
they are.
objects, like
Mhm.
this is very symbolic and very relevant to current events.
I
as
kind of
well.
think they're doing data farming on us right now for whatever op is coming in. Just on the UFO thread really quick, because it's just
Yeah.
like they're giving us like BS.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hijack with this shit, but
Oh no, I'm watching.
No,
it.
just that symbol sent me because it's like, oh my gosh, I've been seeing that a lot lately.
that's dope. I had no idea. I like don't follow the UFO shit at all.
I don't
'cause
really
I'm
either,
so
but it follows me.
disinterested.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
follows me.
It follows you, right?
I don't follow it.
I know. I just follow it in the astrological sense, which I was able to predict that actually. That the second drop would be under the Leo moon because it was that first conjunction with Pluto on V-Day, May 8th, where they dropped it, and then I'm like, oh, okay, so there's like more coming, like every Aquarius one or in Leo or something like that with the moon because it seemed to be tied to the moon, and then we had that. So keep an eye out for the Aquarius moon again. They might do another drop.
Interesting.
There's something lunar about it.
That's
That's gonna be, yeah. Oh gosh, that's gonna be like, I think that's gonna be right around my birthday.
Oh
I think my
yeah.
birthday's on an Aquarius moon. I could be wrong. Carry on, please, with the
yeah, my bad. So yeah, no, it's just like every middle column, like 2 is 3 because 1 plus 2 is 3. Like up there, you see that's the triangulation of the number. And then 3, like, and then so the left-hand column is always 1. Always 1 on the left here. The middle column is always whatever is next on the right. And then the right is 3, 6, 9. It's always going to be 3, 6, or 9. Like 3 is 1 plus 2 plus 3. Well, 3 is 6. And 5, right, is 6 because if 4 is 1, well, then 1 plus 5 is 6. If 7 is 1, 8 plus 1 is 9. So you can see here, if 2 is 3, 5 is 6, 8 is 9. Every single middle column is just the next number sequentially of the one on the right. And then like 6 is going to be 3 because 1 plus, so like again, if 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 reduces to 6, well then 6 plus 6 is 12 and that equals 3. And then if 8 becomes 9, well then 9 plus 9 is 18, which is 9. And 9 is so fucking cool because 9 always becomes itself over and over. Like it just is crazy.
It's
like
a
that.
multiplier number,
Yeah, that's why
Doesn't,
nine is
symbolically and in numerology.
Doesn't Nikola
exactly.
Tesla say that like the secrets to the universe or something like that is like 369?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the
Love that.
generator. So anyway, the reason I get into all of that is if you understand that 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, 3, and 4 can make up essentially all of the numbers because they're just derivatives of that, essentially. So how do we relate this to the tarot? Well, are you guys familiar with the tetragrammaton? Yad-He, Vav-He? Like that's like the name of God, like the 4-letter name of God.
I do.
All right. Well, that's so Yod is 1, He is 2, Vow is 3, He is 4. But if 4 is really 1, then it's 1, 2, 3, 1. And then what you do is you just take, okay, this is the minor arcana, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's at the top Yod, on the left He, on the bottom Vav, on the right He. And it goes over and over. And the second He becomes the Yod because they are both one. And that is symbolic in the tarot because the Yod is the active and the He is the passive. What does that mean? Let's take a look at the first card. Hey, it's Iran. The Magician, the first card of the tarot. Okay, if this is the Yod, then what is Yod about this? The Yod is active. Everything about the Magician is active. He is pointing both hands, one up to heaven, one down to earth. He's standing and he's a man. No offense, Esperanza, but symbolically, men are active, women are passive, right? You have the positive and the negative.
Why would that offend me?
I'm just saying, it was mostly.
I'm literally one of the most submissive people.
So
yeah, we just know you're kind of woke, Esperanza.
Yeah, you're
so, no, I'm just
woke,
joking.
But the Magician is active completely. The second card is going to be passive completely. Look at the opposites. A woman sitting with a book. Doing magic, very active, right? And what's cool, the Magician has all 4 symbols of the minor arcana there. He's got the pentacles, the cups, the sword, and the wand. It's all there. And then he is the intermediary between God and nature. That's why God, infinity, is above him, nature is below him. Man is the intermediary between God and nature.
Consider him the copper conduit in your electroculture.
Exactly.
Look at how he's creating that beautiful garden from staying in that infinite flow energy. That coil infinity symbol can represent that infinite energetic flow.
Yeah.
And isn't correct me if I'm wrong, or I guess I'm just thinking of this myself right now, but would the Baphomet be like a perverted version of this principle? Because I know the Baphomet has the like up and down, like fingers and all that.
I would attribute that to the devil card.
Yes. The devil does the same exact thing. I got a devil card somewhere in this this old slideshow somewhere.
So also he is such solar energy and the next card is such lunar energy.
Yeah, well, yeah, yeah, I mean the next card is the moon for sure. I mean the Empress or the High Priestess rather is the moon. But yeah, and you can see, you know, she has nature behind her, but it's tamed, it's passive. Like below the Magician.
I think that's a veil. I think that she's sitting beyond the veil. I think that's a veil. I mean, it's pomegranate representing like fertility, but also pomegranates are like rich with age. You know, she's no youngster. Like she is wizened, right? Like that fruit, the fruit of life. But I think that she maintains herself behind a veil, right? Like she's not seen fully.
Yeah, she is covered for sure. And like her book is covered. And interestingly, her book, Torah. So
or Rhoda or Tarot.
Exactly. Torah, Rhoda, which is the key to the tarot, and then tarot, all there
Yep.
in that book. And
we
yeah,
see
push
that
it
on the
forward.
wheel.
Yep.
And we see that. I think we just see it on the wheel.
Yeah. Sorry,
I like the themes of chastity with her too. She's covered up. She's got the cross on her chest, you know.
Yeah, solar cross in the chest, but she is the moon. Shows her devotion to the sun. Yeah. She ain't no hoe. She ain't hoeing around. She got one bridegroom. She's the bride waiting for the bridegroom.
Even though she's between the BJ pillars, she ain't no hoe.
You just murdered Esperanza.
Woo! That was a good one. Oh my heavens. Well, leave it to us to blaspheme our high priest. With love. Shout out high priestess. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys, can I pull a dumpster fire oracle for us?
Go for it. Yeah, pull it.
As long as we're going off the rails.
I probably gotta go
Merlin.
to bed after though. I'm sorry.
You what?
Oh yeah,
I probably gotta go to
Eastern,
bed
right?
after. Yeah, I'm East
Yeah, I'm
Coast,
done.
so I gotta be up. But
Yeah.
yeah, hit it with a tarot.
Let's see what we get for the here. I'll show the box. The dumpster
Oh my
fire
gosh,
oracle. Now I thought that this deck was gonna be like just for fun and joke and whatever, but like seriously, these messages, if I'm lying, I'm dying. They've been hitting lately. So
Okay.
we'll see if that still applies here for our Sagittarius full moon incoming 31st of May 2026. That's going to happen right around like 3:45 in the morning, I think, Central Standard Time. So like in the middle of the night from Saturday going into Sunday morning. What vibes for our tribe. Thank you guys so much for fine-tuning your free will and intuition with me and sitting and sharing your expertise with all of our homies. I love you guys. Thank you. This is it. Ooh, locked and keyed, karmic connection. Woo! Somebody's going to find some love on this moon. Some bonds click perfectly. Some unlock lessons. Embrace the connection that's calling you. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Can you guys see?
Yeah, looks good. Locked and keyed. All right, that's good news for relationships. You know, they maybe be tested with this Saturn square Venus, but come out stronger on the other end.
I also think it falls into what you were saying earlier, Raffi, about how people are going to be like getting pretty set on, you know, who belongs with and who doesn't.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Also,
And I resonate with that card too, because I've been having love stuff. I never have like love readings and love stuff come across my desk, but it's been coming across like my algorithm and all that. And I'm like, where is this coming from? And I'm like, even that story I told you guys about this weekend, I'm like, oh gosh, like, is that preparing me for something? I don't, but
it's in the air.
I've been feeling something coming in. I'm like, oh, okay, well, and I'm so like, I've got that Aquarian place with that moon Saturn. I'm just like, oh gosh, like, am I going to have time for this? It's going to take away from the things I got to do. Like, come over here.
Ain't nobody got time for no lock and key.
I'm like,
Except
over
for
here.
everybody
has
has
time for love.
This is the healthiest thing that you can do on this planet in these bodies. This is the healthiest thing you could do. You know, wherever your Lego fits.
Hey, yeah.
I like that.
No judgment. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thanks for having it. Thanks for putting it together too. Like you really did a lot of the heavy lifting. So thank you.
Literally, you don't have to give me much. I will take it and run with it. I'm like, what? Someone mentioned in passing that maybe they might do a live stream with us. Like, yeah, I'm on it. But yeah, you guys.
Yeah, and it was an honor. You kicked off my season of collaborations. So, like for people who check out my channel, like expect to see more collaborations. I kind of got some other people down the list here I'm looking at doing. Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's plug, guys. Subscribe to Raffi Night's Light Astrology. And that's at, well, I'll put it in the chat. We'll put everything in the chat now at the end of this stream.
Yeah, and I was putting it earlier, but I'll repeat it here. But yeah, and just so you guys know, with my stuff, like I was saying, I'm a mundane astrologer. I was saying at the beginning, my newest series I went through is the Trinity of Convergence series. I'm calling it. It deals with Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto, and I was able to specifically tie these and their transits, specifically in the signs they're in now, to Jewish eschatology, which for anyone who doesn't know is the study of end time, study of biblical prophecy. But the mechanisms through which they try to fulfill these prophecies, I was able to connect to every transit. So with Pluto, Pluto in Aquarius, that is, I was able to tie that to Judaism and them trying to push their ultimate eschatology. With Neptune, I was able to tie that to Islam and them pushing their ultimate eschatology. And then with Uranus, I was able to tie that to Christianity and eschatological pushes around that. And it's a pretty compelling thing. It's longer. I have threads that kind of cover it all. But yeah, feel free to check it out, guys. And then now you're going to see me get more into country charts, throw out more world predictions and stuff like that. I just kind of wanted a basis through which you could see I was anchoring a lot of this information to. And on Friday, I do news. I just like chill with you guys and cover news on Twitter and stuff like that and chop it up. Look at the funny stuff going on X.
Yeah.
And I've got a link tree up there too with the website, nightslight.co for readings if you're interested. Thank you, guys.
For sure. And then, guys, Esperanza's channel, Esperanza Vence Tarot. Check it out. Like she said, she does quick hits every single day. So if you want a daily tarot reading, Esperanza Vence is your girl. Yeah.
Go back to my home, please.
Sure. Boom. Done.
Scroll down a little bit. That's my other channel too. I have another channel.
Oh, right here?
Up. No,
up.
up.
Oh, Esperanza Vence? Okay, right on.
Yeah, so I have two channels. My Esperanza Vence Tarot is pretty much tarot and astrology. I try to keep it. But this other channel, I pretty much post whatever the fuck I want. So I'm a musician. I am a percussionist mostly, but sometimes I pick up the guitar and make noises come out of it. And I do farming. I'm a farmer. And I do like farming videos and recipes. If you guys want any ideas on how to use your vegetables.
That's awesome.
Taurus moon. What can I say?
That makes perfect sense. Well, all right, guys. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you both very much for hanging with me. I appreciate it. And thank you for hanging with me.
Well, you want to go over your stuff too, really quick?
Yeah,
Mara,
can
just
you
for people watching through our
show us
stream?
your new website?
Yes,
You just launched your website.
Yeah, sure.
He's
do I have it linked on YouTube yet? It's all good. No, yeah. So I do Wise Wizard Merlin. It's Wise with a Z. Is my YouTube channel. I do a lot of astrology content, like I was talking about earlier, a traditional astrology. And then the website is going to be wisewizardmerlin.com. If you're looking for a natal reading, or I do natal and horror readings. So if you're looking for either one of those, I am happy to provide and oblige. And yeah, the website is newly launched, but I've already had several customers, and things have been going really, really well. So I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from everybody. Much appreciated. I'm very blessed.
I think Raffi, you and I have gone through each other's charts before, but I might have to talk to you, Merlin, for sure. If anybody wants to get a reading with me too, I do 3-card quick hits personal readings for people. They're starting as low as $33. So it's very accessible. If you want to just like try my vibe, you can. Most people book our sessions though. Those are $90. I keep my prices pretty reasonable too. I look at astrology, pull a few cards, basically what we just did, but just me. You know, I wonder if sometime you guys, maybe we could talk about it off air, but like, I think it would be cool to like do like some sort of collective thing where like, oh, like if you book with me, then my buddies too. Like if you book a reading with all of us, like maybe you get like a little something or whatever. Or I don't know. I gotta think about how to do that with friends, but I want to like give treats like with my friends so that people want all of us at once. Not maybe at once, but like, you know, I don't know.
I mean, the thing that I use for booking does have coupon codes. I use Acuity. So it like
Acuity is
allows you to
cool.
like, yeah, just
I was
like
about
can
to use
like,
that actually.
yeah, you know, it's like it's again going into business costs. It's like it's $20 a month for the premium, so you can have scheduling. So it's like, but it's not that bad. You know, anything that's gonna
Yeah.
be good is gonna charge you monthly, so it's worth it to just have it. So
I
yeah.
have someone is working on a different website for me, but I kind of keep putting it on the back, but they do it through Square.
Okay.
And I think she has the Acuity running through Square.
Yeah,
Well,
Acuity uses Square, I think, is like its back end.
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
But right now you could just like pay me and email me because I am small enough to answer my own emails so far.
There you go. Esperance's website. And then what's Raffi's website looking like? Oh, Linktree. It's like, do you want to use YouTube? Yeah, we'll go to website, whatever.
That's that first one, or I
Website
guess,
for readings. Yeah, what's your website? Oh, nice. Nice light astrology, where the heavens
nice.
speak in signal. Shell, yeah, your birth chart's not a fortune, it's a map, precise, ancient, and yours alone. Yeah. That's a nice like website.
Thanks. Oh yeah, it took me a while to work on. I think it was like 2-3
what did
weeks
you
to really
use,
get set up.
Raffi?
I just used Claude actually. Claude coded the entire thing for me. I just gave it the specifications and I refined it and refined it.
Holy shit. So AI did the whole website coding for you?
Yeah, and then I host
Dude.
it through what is it? I'm forgetting the name. It's right here in my tab. I host it through Netlify. And so it's just completely free other than the domain, but I paid for like 2 years.
That is sick, man. So it's a whole that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and then that's just my consistent aesthetic through everything, and my AI knows it. It brings it over to my thumbnails, everything like that.
Dude, I've been thinking about using AI to make an app for me just to do astrology the way I want it to, because let me just bitch real quick. I'm sorry to keep you guys for longer. If you dip, you need to. But they changed the way, like, this isn't even like what I use for readings, but this is like my favorite go-to astrology website, Astro Charts, and it looks like dog shit now. I don't know why they changed the skin, but like they made it look fucking horrible. And like they've removed options that used to be there. I don't get it, man. It pisses me off.
The reason I like them is because they have the celebrity charts.
Yeah, they're great for that. And now it's like if you go to I like the chart of the moment. They have the best chart of the moment, I think, where it's just easy, clean, whatever. You know, I use AstroSeek for my chart work, but chart of the moment, I love Astro charts. And now, like, let's say this is just a me thing, right? Let's say I get rid of the outer planets, hit apply. If I go to the next day, they all come back.
Wow.
So I got to redo it every time. Whereas back in the day, I would like click them all off and they'd stay off until I refresh the page.
And you could, yeah.
So
I might have to touch base with you on that too, and like we should see what we can figure out in terms of making an app, because I know Cam White made his own app and he got that up and running pretty quickly.
Yeah,
and it's like I've tried Janus, I've tried Solar Fire, and they're just like they're just not hitting right for me. I had Astro Gold, I still have it on my phone. I love it, but it's only available on Mac. And I've got like my new laptop, my new computer setup.
Is it Astro Gold the same as Solar Fire?
Well, Solar Fire is just I just open it up and I'm completely overwhelmed. And I sat there for 3 hours really messing with it. It's just, I just think it's horrible. But I see how other people have it set up and it looks great. And I would like love it that way. Like I see how David has his setup. I'm like, oh, that would be perfect for me. But getting to those settings is the difficult thing for me. I'm almost like, it'd just be easier to make one at this point because you have Claude Code. And now they just upped the limits on Claude, which I actually had coming in the nick of time when I needed it. But Claude just went up. It's like 4 times the usage on the $20 a month version. And I'm like never hitting my limit. I might hit my like limit of 5-hour windows, but I never hit my weekly limit. So I can just code stuff and constantly be running background research and all. So that's kind of my next project. I think you're inspiring me to work on that a little, Merlin. But
Show
Maybe we
you.
could touch base, and because we'll probably have our own specifications we want in an app or something. But I just need something I can run on my computer and like cycle through. Because Astrodienst, I can't cycle through that day by day. I can't move the chart around when I pull up a certain chart.
Yeah, we'll touch base for sure.
But I feel you right now. I'm being a little homeless with the astrology charts. I feel that.
Yeah, there's so many options and all of them suck.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm an earthy gardener and I'm very Taurian and stubborn to like change, but I'm open to hearing what you're saying. I'm curious. I'm still a Gemini. I'm curious enough to wonder about what you're talking about. I mean, pretty analog though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just like work.
Yeah, well, it's been
All
fun, guys.
Yes,
I
it
love you.
has. Have a
It was
wonderful
an
night,
honor.
guys. We'll talk soon, all right?
All right.
Thank you to the audience for
thanks.
watching. Peace out, everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks
thank you guys so
everybody.
much.
Love you. Thank you.
Toodaloo.